Alright, alright, alright. Let's do this shit. Decided to go live. Why the fuck is that there? There we go, that was weird. I just noticed one of my Discord channels is out of place, so I moved it back. Let's get rid of this.
How are we doing today?
I'm doing alright, Steven. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to fix the audio here real quick.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Let me just rejoin real quick, okay?
Okay. Should be good now, but yeah, I fixed it. Let's unmute that. There we go. There you go. Alright, well, let me think. Well, I played the Michael Knowles show Yes or No game the other day, last night. Pretty fun. Really enjoyed it. Played it with my friend Spencer. I'm gonna play it again later with some other friends. I don't watch Michael Knowles anywhere near as much as I watch Matt Walsh, but I do like his Yes or No game. I think that's pretty fun. Because it's really just testing your knowledge on how well you know the other person. But, let's see, what else can we do today? You know what, though? We could give it a try on here. That's an idea. No, I recently, oh, you know what? This isn't plugged in. Yeah, let's plug that in, because there's no way in hell I'll be able to hear when people join. I've been playing through Walking Dead Season 3. It's been pretty fun. Again, still vastly, vastly inferior to Seasons 1 and 2. Because, again, I really hate how little your ending to Season 2 actually matters. It really rubs me the wrong way. But in addition to that, like, I like Javi as a character, but I feel like he'd just work better as a standalone character. Or not a standalone, not tying to Clementine's story.
Hola.
Hello, Steven. How are you doing today?
Pretty good, pretty good. Yesterday, I beat episode 2 of season 3.
Okay. I've beat 3 episodes, I think, of season 3 so far.
Ah, okay, so you're ahead of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of enjoying it. I'm not liking it as much as season 2.
Well, as I said, I've enjoyed season 3 more than I thought I would. I think Javi's a good character. I think that I think it might have just been better to have it unconnected from Clementine, just have it be its own thing.
You think? I think that would have worked to its favor. I don't like, and I don't know why I keep asking this. You're not worried about spoilers if we're on the same thing.
Of course not,
right?
Okay. Well, and I've already seen the ending to season 3, so because I've seen the playthrough.
Right. So I kind of don't really know how I feel about, Clementine joining, what's the name of the gang again?
The New Frontier?
Yeah, I don't know if that's really like a Clementine decision, you know what I mean?
You'll see it in a flashback, it'll explain why.
Okay, alright.
Hey, Steven.
It's been... Yes?
You want to play a game?
Sure.
I have a card game called Yes or No.
Okay. Yes or no, sure.
Okay, so I will read the cards, since you can't physically read them. It's first to 10. And basically, it's testing how well we know each other, which will be fun, because I honestly have no idea how well I know you, and you have no idea how well you know me, I assume.
Oh, no. We don't know each other very well at all, but that's a fun game. Let's do it.
Alright, so it's, some of these questions are political, some of them aren't. It just depends.
The political ones, I may not be able. I mean, I know your views. I just don't know a lot about politics history.
So
just
by you saying that, I gather you get the rules of the game. So basically,
yeah,
you need to answer. You need to guess how you think I would answer the question, and I need to guess how I think you would answer the question. And it's first to 10. I will put. I will do a score. They have a scoreboard here, but I'm just going to do it in a text document. Do you want to just go by Steven, or do you want me to give you a different name, like a fun name?
You could give me a fun name. I don't care. Go ahead.
Well, okay. How about Gay Robot?
Fuck you. Fine. I don't care.
Nah. No, you know what we'll do? We'll do Steven.
Steven.
Actually, how'd you spell that? S-T-H? No, Steven, I won't. I won't. I'll let you pick your nickname. I'm just gonna do Red
Just call me Deca. Just call me a Deca, I guess. That's fine.
Deca.
Deca. That means cop in Japanese, by the way, in case you're wondering.
The big Deca tree.
The big Deca. Okay.
Because there's a tree in the Legend of Zelda called the Big Deku tree.
Okay.
And so you're the Big Deca tree.
And that's the play on that. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
What made you decide to do this game? Just out of curiosity.
Well, I have it, and I played it with my friend Spencer last night, and I thought it might be fun to try it with some people on the Discord at some point. Like, that wasn't necessarily what I had in mind with this stream, but I had it right here with me, and I'm like, you know what? I might as well.
Fuck it, let's do it.
Okay, so I've got the scoreboard on screen. So.
Okay.
All right. Should I read the first one?
Go ahead. I'm allowed to look at the YouTube stream, or no.
Yeah. Look at the stream. Because I'm going to ask the question, then you answer how you say how you think I would answer. I'll say how you think you would answer, and then we'll both reveal at the same time or right after.
Okay.
So the first question is: I would stick chewing gum under a desk.
What I think you would answer?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with no.
Okay, I think I will also go with no for you.
Okay.
And then do you want to reveal first, or do you want me to reveal first?
Sure. I mean, go ahead.
Okay.
I can reveal first. The answers for me is no.
Okay, so point me. However, you are wrong because I did do that. It's not that I would do that again. It's that I have done that in school.
Oh, okay. What was the scenario there?
I was just a dumb kid.
Or... Oh, okay.
I think I did it once or twice. I didn't do gums, but I did a really weird thing when I was a kid in elementary. I collected eraser shavings. I don't know why. Huh.
But yeah, funny story there. I just figured it'd be interesting to mention.
Yeah.
All right.
So point me. We're 1-0.
All right. So I got you wrong.
Yep. So second question: zoos should be closed down and the animals released into the wild.
Zoos should be closed down and the animals released into the wild. The difficult part about this is that, I don't know if this is really a spoiler. I mean, I don't know how I feel about this one way or the other. I haven't really thought
just think of what your best answer is and what most would fit. And then obviously just try to guess what I would say.
I'm going to guess you say no.
Okay. I think I will also guess you say no.
All right. You want to reveal first?
Sure, I'll reveal first this time. So yeah, you are correct. I would say no, because you release all those zoo animals into the wild, they're just going to die because they're not bred for the outside. They were bred in captivity.
Okay.
Not to mention, again, they're going to be unprepared. They're just going to die, so it's objectively worse off for them.
I also say no as well, so
okay.
You got me right. So I guess it's 2-1.
All right, for similar reasoning or different reasoning?
Different reasoning in that I think that keeping them in a zoo just preserves them in the event that they get killed off naturally.
I actually also agree, so I think we're on the same page with that one.
And then on top of that, hunters and shit like that, I just like the idea of keeping them in the zoo. And also, if it's stuff like, because I know certain tigers, I don't know a lot of animal groups, by the way, by how rare they are. I know tigers are going extinct, so to preserve them in a zoo just makes sense. So
we both scored that time, so now it's 2-1. Again, we are going first to 10, so...
Okay.
All right. Question 3. We should abolish the minimum wage.
Abolish the minimum wage. Well, my problem is that I don't know what a good substitute would be for that.
So
really
you're
know.
making it really easy on me, Stephen. Remember, you're answering how you think I'd answer. I already know my answer.
I mean, I think it's fine. I mean, I guess if you're not working like
Stephen, you really don't want to reveal your answer to me.
Oh.
Remember?
Right, I'm sorry. It's just that I'm sorry, but when I don't know my certain answer, I get confused and I talk about it.
Right, that's
like
fair. That's fair. I would recommend thinking it though, so that you don't just give me easy points. You know what I mean? And then we'll talk it through once we've guessed. You know what I mean? That way.
Yeah. Okay.
So what do you think I'd say? I think you would say no. I think you would say no.
I think that you would say yes.
Correct.
I say no only because if someone isn't look, if you're applying for someone else's company and you're only working like a certain amount of hours and your position's not like the same as somebody else's, I look at it as like, you know, they don't have to give you the equal amount of money as someone who's working harder than you. So, especially if they work more hours than you.
So then you're... Wait, did you understand the question? Because the question was we should abolish the minimum wage.
Abolish minimum wage, yeah, meaning that...
Okay, so your answer is no, so I got you right.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
and my answer is yes, you got me right. So, because I think that minimum wage is bad because it sets a baseline for a company, so you can't be truly competitive. Because I think if you were truly competitive, no one would work at a company with shit wages. Minimum wage just makes it so that small businesses are forced to pay out a minimum to people, even if they can't afford it.
And do you think that because of that means that they get shit workers since they're willing to work
you get shit workers, you get companies that can't afford to keep on, like, they can hire less workers because they have to pay them a minimum. Now, that said, most companies already pay above minimum, and I think they would still do that if we abolish the minimum wage. I think that the problem is minimum itself is inherently forceful.
Okay.
Alright, so yeah.
I mean, like I said, I wasn't, like, you know, too sure, so I just kind of, like, get with my best guess. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I haven't really thought about it like that too much, I guess. I
figured you hadn't, Stephen. Yeah. No worries. So, yeah. So, right now, I have 3 points and you have 2, because we both scored the last 2 times, so.
Okay.
All forms of tobacco should be banned. Well, this should be an easy one for you.
Oh, 100%.
I think you would say no.
And I think that you would say no as well. So
yeah, no shit. I smoke cigars.
Reveal our answers. So should we just reveal our answers?
Yeah, go for it.
I say no. I think that people should have the right to do what they want. I think that, you know, let me rephrase that. I know it sounds like dangerous, like letting people make bad decisions. I think that, you know, we have free will. I think that people need to moderate themselves. I don't think that we should limit people. So that's kind of like where I'm at with that. Yeah, I don't know. And plus, like, you know, there's shit like alcohol out there. I don't know why, you know, like tobacco would be the exception. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right. Obviously.
I just don't agree with the idea of it. Plus, there's a lot of fast food out there that kills us faster than that.
Right.
So, I don't know.
And I think if we just start banning things just because they're bad for us, that itself is kind of authoritarian, so...
Yeah, it is.
Like, granted, I like, here's the thing, I'm very anti-drug, and I don't think it should be encouraged, and I don't like junkies.
No,
me
too.
But I still don't think drugs should be illegal, per se, because it's mostly a victimless crime. Now, if you steal something to get those drugs, that's already a crime. It's already theft. You know what I mean?
And I think if you sell it to children, I think that's pretty bad.
Well, no, I agree with that. Yeah, obviously, we're not talking about children. That's a whole different argument.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah. But also another thing, before we move on to the next question, I also am not in support of, like, stuff like alcohol or drugs, because I have a very addictive personality, and I know how I can get, so I never touch those things.
Right. But yeah, I smoke cigars all the time. I'm literally going to a cigar shop later today for a cigar event, so that answer that was like one of the easiest questions.
I mean, look, stuff like vaping is a little gay. But
yeah, no, vaping is gay as shit.
I'm glad we agree on that, especially the flavors like fucking candy. Good God.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways,
so let's move on to the next question.
Election Day should be a national holiday. Meaning that people get the day off work, as I think is what they're going for with this question. I have to think about my answer. Give me a second.
I have to think about my answer as well.
Because the thing is, I actually think you could make an argument either way, so I have to think which way I lean more towards.
Yeah, and especially thinking about mine as well. It'd be interesting to think of what you think, what I think. And I already assume what you're going to say.
Yeah, you can.
I'm going to assume you're going to say... Oh, what would you... okay, you know what? I'm going to assume you're going to say yes. And you can assume what I'm going to say.
Alright, I'm going to guess you would also say yes.
Alright, let's...
Give me a second, give me a second, I gotta think.
Okay, yeah. Can I reveal what you would say, or no?
You mean what you would
still
say?
Want to recall... What can I reveal what I would say, yeah? Or
yeah,
are you
go
still
for it,
thinking...
go for it.
Okay. I would say yes only because it seems like a very heavy decision, and not because I just think, to give the people day off work. I just think it's a very heavy decision to make. And, I know that, granted, we have a lot of time to think about it, 4 years, shit like that. But, I don't know, like, in that kind of moment, I don't think people really think about it throughout the 4 years. I'm a victim of that as well. So I just think that having that day off to really kind of, like, hone in that. And granted, you can think about shit while at work. I understand that, but you're busy doing other things, and this is kind of like a huge decision. That's why I say, yes, you should have the day off for Election Day.
Okay, you know what? I think I'll say sure. I think I'll give you the point. For me, it's a toss-up. I think for me, the reason I would say no, if I were to say no, is because I'm much more in favor of less people voting and more restrictions on it. But at the same time, I also do think that having a day to make it easier... Because here's the thing, not every workplace is going to have every national holiday off. There's workplaces that work on Christmas Day, so...
Right.
There'd still be restrictions and gates put in place, barriers put in place.
Right.
Because again, as I said, I want less people to vote. That's what I advocate for, because I think too many people who are uninformed vote.
More and more that you mention it, I'm starting to come to terms with that. Like, there's a lot of things that I'm going to be real that I could learn more of. So that's why I think I need to learn more before I vote as well. And I know that goes for a lot of people. And I think a lot of people probably think with their emotions when they vote more than what's practical in the long run. So
yeah. I'll give you a point there just because, sure, So we'll go.
Right.
We're at 5-4.
5-4. All right, I'm coming for your ass.
You don't make it easy not to call you gay, Stephen.
God damn it! Fuck!
Anyway, what were you going to say?
I don't know. That's what's the next question?
Okay.
Oh, no, wait, I know what I was going to say. I still see 4-3. On my screen. Let me refresh real quick.
Well, you got to remember that the stream is delayed. I can bring it up on the Discord so you can see the updated version. You want me to do that?
Yeah, that's best. All right, let's go on to the next question. This is actually kind of fun.
Yeah. All right. Western civilization should be a mandated course for all schools that receive public funding.
Meaning you teach about it?
Yeah.
Or...
I guess so.
Okay. And if you receive public funding, then... Okay.
Okay, I think I know my answer.
I know my answer, and I know what your answer might be as well.
Okay. I think you would say yes, just because I think... Well, I'll give my reasoning in a minute. What do you think I would say?
I think you'd also say yes.
Okay. All right.
Go
ahead.
Let me tell you why I think you'd say yes.
Okay, all right.
Before you give me your reason, yes or no. I think you'd say yes only because if it's being publicly funded... by certain people, then maybe they'd want you to teach about that because, I'm not, I know it sounds odd, but what I'm trying to say?
Okay, yeah, kind of. I think, so I'm going to tell you my reasoning for why I think you would say yes, and it's similar, but I think you would say, because, by the way, you're correct, I would say yes. And I think you would say yes for similar reasons to the fact that I'm going to say yes, because if it's funded by Western taxpayers... I do think teaching about the civilization we are growing up in and raising these children...
That's what I was trying to say, yeah.
I think learning about where, the civilization you live in is important, so I think that if it is public funded, it absolutely needs to teach that.
Right, because they're willing to force...
So are you saying I got it right as well?
Yeah, you got it right for me as well. That's where I was coming from. All right. Let's see where we're at. Oh, damn it, I just need one more.
6-5, yep.
All right.
Hold on a second.
What's the next question?
Give me 2 seconds. Hold on. Okay. I'm just pulling up the stream chat just in case anybody said anything, but it doesn't look like anyone has yet.
Okay.
Anyway, alright. So, next question. The culture war is more important than the national debt. Got to think about this for a second.
That's tough.
I think I know my answer, but I gotta think about it for a minute.
This is tough for me too. I think I know mine whenever you're ready.
I think I know mine.
All right.
I think you'd say no.
Okay.
What do you think
I
I'd
think
say?
you'd say yes.
Correct, I would say yes.
And I would say no.
Yeah, I figured. Haha, I got it. All right, so the reason
Only
I think...
because...
Go ahead.
Go ahead with yours first.
Oh,
do you want me to go first, or...
I don't care, just...
All right, so for me, I think it's more important to focus on funding, and if our country's, like, nationally in-depth, then minor culture war disputes. And I think that, coming together and, fixing or focusing on that issue is more important than petty culture wars. Granted, though, it's getting pretty heated. I won't lie, but I think focusing on, like, real economic issues is more important.
All right, well, let me tell you. So when I read national debt, I assume it's our debt to China, but you could look at it as inflation as well, I guess. Either way, I think my answer still stands as yes.
Really?
And the reason for that is because politics is downstream from culture. It is impossible to change politics without changing culture, because there are plenty of laws that are passed that do not get enforced because of the cultural zeitgeist,
World
for
that
lack
we
of
live in?
yeah, because of a lack of
Right.
less pretentious term. I think that people will go with the flow of culture, and will look at things that are socially accepted and stuff like that, rather than what is legal or illegal. And that is why laws get very selectively enforced.
Okay. That's fair. And I get that, but for me, it's just... And I'm also assuming that leads into, like, your whole, concern that we may break out into a civil war over these cultural disputes.
Yeah,
am I
I
correct
think
in
that's
assuming-
I think that's an inevitability, but
Right. But for me, I just think it's more important to... And I'm not trying to downplay anything, you're saying. Obviously, you have a very good point. I just think it's important to focus on the practicality of, like, our current like economic status.
well, I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm just saying
Right.
it is more important. It doesn't mean that the other one's not important.
Right.
All
All
right. Homework is tedious, busy work and should be banned from schools.
Damn it, this is tough. I mean, well, I also, this isn't really a spoiler of my answer, to be fair, me saying this. I also don't really like the ideas of school anymore, to be quite honest. Well, for other reasons outside of just, certain education purposes. I don't know. I'm going to assume you'd say no.
Okay. I think you'd probably also say no. So I'll tell you, you are correct, and my reasoning is because it's a two-part question, right? The first part I agree with. Homework is tedious, busy work, and I don't like it. But on the other hand, I don't necessarily like the idea of banning it outright from schools.
Right.
Like, if it's like banning it from, like, public schools or something, we can make an argument. But banning it outright from schools, I think, is a bit of an overstep.
Here's where you're wrong with me.
Okay.
And actually, you know what? I don't even know. Because on the one hand, I think the idea of homework to really test students to see if they carry over what they remember from school. Granted, nowadays there's a lot of bullshit being taught about schools, but that's a completely different topic, and that's more highly specific. And I think it tests you and your knowledge of what you remember for the next day. But then again, the argument can be made that since you're spending so much time in school, you're already absorbing it. If you're not already taking notes,
right?
The school
is failing if you have to take it home. I agree.
Yeah.
I just don't. I just
So-
think banning it outright under every circumstance might be a bit of an overreach, and that's where I'm coming from.
So I'm gonna say no as well, that it shouldn't be banned. But I have a hard time.
Okay, so you almost
Yeah.
got ahead by
Only
saying
because I just I don't know. I have mixed feelings of homework. Obviously, I hated it as a kid, but I mean, outside of just like personal this and that.
Well, and I still don't
think,
like it as an adult. I think it's a dumb idea, and I don't like the concept.
I think as an adult, I just think as an adult, if you're also doing homework and in college relearning a lot of the same shit you learn in school,
yeah,
that's kind of lame.
Yeah, like I said, I don't like it in general. So I'm not in favor of homework, but I also think completely banning it outright without prejudice is a little bit of a overstep.
Well, to be fair, I get the testing of skills, but I also think it's very tedious if you just learned it the same day. So I'm mixed on it. You can put me as
so you're saying
no.
that I'm still ahead of you by one because we both scored that.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
You are.
Because you almost pulled into a tie, but that's fine.
Right.
All right. DMT makes you see things that are real.
DMT.
Yeah.
Shit, how come I forget what DMT is? Fuck.
It is, so it's a drug, but it's naturally produced in your body. It's that thing that people take, and they trip out, and it seems like what'll feel like years, but it's actually just a matter of minutes. And you'll, like, experience a whole bunch of shit. And, like, often people have common hallucinations, be it mantis people or clockwork elves.
So it's like acid, but more.
Well,
natural,
it's not. It's not like acid because acid's a little different. DMT is its own beast,
Okay.
but it is a psychedelic. Similarly, if that's what you're saying.
And the question was if it would make
That
you trip out.
that it makes you see things that are real. So the things you see while on DMT are real.
Well, if you just described that as a hallucinogen, and I mean, I guess I'm gonna say no. And for you, I'm gonna say
right,
no.
And
for
I
you.
think you'd probably also say no. So here's the thing. Part of me, the fun part is open to the possibility, but the realistic, rational part of me absolutely says no.
Okay.
I think there are some weird coincidences with the shared hallucinations people have, but the thing is that also could be because they talk about it beforehand and then they experience it because they already expect it.
Okay.
So
you think that influences it a little bit as
So
well?
yeah, so I think overall my answer is no. It's a fun idea, but overall, yeah, my answer is no. So we both got that right.
Okay.
Because I assume I'm right when I said you would say no, right?
I would say no.
Okay. All right. So it's 9-7. One more and I win. Two more and you win. Or 9-8. I meant.
Okay.
9-8.
Right.
All right. Office jobs are more harmful to your health than manual labor.
Okay. I think I know both of our answers on this.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely
I'm gonna
know.
assume.
I know my answer,
I'm
but I'm
go-
trying to think what yours would be. You can guess
I know.
mine.
I think yours. Wait, and it's arguing that office labor is more harmful to manual labor, correct?
Right, more harmful to your health specifically.
As someone who works in the office and works in an office, and you'd be surprised by my answer. I like my job, by the way. I like my office job, but you're gonna be surprised by my answer. So I'm gonna say yes for you.
I would also say yes for you.
We both. You guessed me correct.
Yeah, because it's obvious. Because the thing is, with manual
sitting-
labor, you're exercising. If you're just sitting at a desk,
your mind's
nothing.
practicing.
Yeah,
Exactly. Now, mind you, I work
and you're
in an office,
and you're
but I
staring
also-
at a screen too most of the time. And
Right.
it's bad for your eyes.
Now, mind you, I work in an office, but we do some manual labor as well. I help move crates and stuff. I answer phones. But granted, I do agree that manual labor and physically being active is more healthy.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the times, like being in a cubicle, which for some reason I don't know why I used to think the idea was kind of neat, but being in a cubicle is kind of a nightmare because you're just sitting at a screen. Every day is the same. With manual labor, it at least has room to be a little bit more different, and it's more physical. So I'm more so in that camp.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I won. It was very close
All
though,
right.
much closer than I expected it to be.
Really? How much different did you expect it to be?
I don't know. I didn't know how well I honestly didn't know how well you'd know me, and I wasn't sure how well I knew you. I'm pretty good at gauging people.
Yeah.
Spencer and I did like 3 games. No, we did 5 games last night, and
Okay.
I won 2 and Spencer won 3. So that was really close. And the last one, we had a tiebreaker that went on for like 20 questions.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Damn, that's a long tiebreaker. So I guess that like for that close, you guys are more similar than you think.
Well, no, Spencer, I kind of figured. Well, it's because we're both so open, so we both know each other so well, so we both kept getting them right. And so we were both above 10, but we were still tied, so we had to do a tiebreaker, you know?
I've started to get a concept of you pretty well. Due to the fact of you openly, explaining certain beliefs of yours. So, I don't know. With me, I can imagine it'd be a little bit harder because...
I think you're easier to read than you think, Steven.
Really?
Because I talk to you a lot. You're one of the most active people in the Discord.
That is pretty
And
cool.
I think that you're more opinionated than you think you are, and I can pick up on that.
I actually am. I used to think I wasn't. I think that was part of the reason I was a little bit scared to be too opinionated, because I've always worried in the back of my head I don't know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I actually am a little bit more opinionated, I think, because I remember the first time I joined, I said, oh, I don't want to get into this and this, but no, I'm more opinionated, I think, 100%.
Yeah. Well, that was fun.
That was fun. We should do another one of these.
Like right now or some other time?
Whatever you feel like.
I don't really care either way, to be honest, because, like I said, I played 5 straight games of this with Spencer last night, so...
Okay. What was the original plan for this video anyways, just out of curiosity?
There wasn't.
Okay. Let's do one more.
Alright. Do we want to keep same usernames?
Yes. Did you already have questions on hand, or were we only prepared for the one game?
No, there's a bunch of cards in here, dude. It's a card game.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, like here, let's go. Like so for reference, everyone, I will show this on stream real quick. This is what we're dealing with. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Hold on. This is what we're dealing with. These are the yes or no cards. This is Michael Knoll's card game. Basically, you're trying to guess how you think the other person would answer. It also comes with these yes or no tokens that you use in person. I think it's easy. Like, even in person, when I played it with Spencer, I didn't use them. We just said what we thought the other would say. You know what I mean?
Right.
And also, the rules are actually slightly different on the home card game than they are on the YouTube game, but we're going by the YouTube rules.
Okay.
Because I like the YouTube rules better. By the way, typically, if you get the answer wrong, you're supposed to drink with this.
Oh, well, I don't have alcohol.
Right.
And I don't drink.
Right. And, well, we're not doing that at the moment, but that is typically the intention.
Did you ever do that with, like, Spencer or any of your friends?
No, but next weekend I will be doing that with my friend Theron.
Oh, man, that should be funny.
Anyway, let me pull the scoreboard back up. Here we go.
Oh, we are 9-10. Me being 9, you being 10.
Right, so we're starting over. New game. I've won 1.
All right,
we start fresh. That's how we do it.
I got you.
That way I'm not automatically ahead of you.
Right.
All right. First question. People with blue hair can have valid opinions.
Ooh. Okay, I'm just gonna guess no for you.
So,
guess for me.
I'm gonna guess you would probably also say no, but here's the thing. It depends on how we're defining the question. Are we using it literally like...
I'm going by the stereotype of the blue-haired chick.
No, but are we saying literally they can have any valid opinions, or are we saying that their opinions are valid, or that they can have, like, their opinions are just as valid as someone else's?
Okay, now that...
See, it depends on what metric we're measuring this by, as to whether or not you're correct on my answer.
Well, I mean, obviously, if we're going by just, like, being literal and just, like, in general terms...
Well, I'm asking, how do we want to define it?
I mean, okay. I would... So, my answer kind of changed a little bit, but wait, no, let me think real quick. So. Fuck, now I have to rethink the question.
Are we looking at it as, I would value the opinion of a person with blue hair, or are we looking at it as, even a broken clock is right twice a day? You know what I mean?
Like, even someone with shit opinions could get it right once in a while.
Yeah. Like, it says opinions, plural, so I guess will we go on the logic that it's that their opinions can, like, they can have a really good outlook?
Okay, if we're going... Alright, which one do you want to go? Do you want to go by on the outlook that every once in a while they can have art? Because I mean,
I think that would change both. I think that would change my answer pretty drastically.
Because I could value. Because if we're gonna go with the other one, I could value.
We'll go with the most our first instinct, and you said no, and I said no. Based on instinct, you are correct. I would say no. Like, this is looking at the position that I wouldn't value their opinion if they had blue hair. Not that they can't have any valid opinions, but.
Like in terms of valid opinions, I can understand certain opinions, but there's certain opinions that I just wouldn't.
So we both got it right? No for
understand. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, so let me just make sure, because in my scenario, it's like, can they have an opinion that would work with me? Like is it valid? Like something that I can say, okay, I can see where you're coming from. I would say no most of the scenarios.
Okay.
But in terms of like their opinions are just valid because they're opinions, I guess I'd say yes. So that's how different it could be.
Okay, but by the definition we're going, we both got that correct, right? Okay.
Yeah, we both got that correct.
Okay. Also, I don't think just because someone has an opinion makes it valid.
Well, no, I just think it means, like, even if it's not something I could agree with, or even if it's something that goes against objectivity, it makes the
okay, anyway.
individual unique.
Debt can be an important... Okay, ready for the next question?
Yes, we're ready.
Debt can be an important part for building wealth.
Okay, actually... Believe it or not, you'd be surprised by my answer, I think.
Okay.
I'm going to guess you are yes, and you could guess me.
I think you would also say yes.
Alright, I'll just reveal I'd say yes.
Yeah. I think, because the thing is it absolutely can, especially putting can. You know what I mean? That makes it so, like...
Because I think it puts, like, a little wrench in the like, already well-defined machine. And it teaches you how to adapt in bad scenarios.
Well, and a lot of people who got rich started with nothing. Like, there are, like, trust fund babies and shit that always had money. But, like, Walt Disney filed for bankruptcy 4 times or something like that.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
I also think on a moral level, it builds character to get out of that wealth. Out of that debt.
Right. So I think, yeah, absolutely it can be an important part of building wealth. So, yeah, we both got that right as well.
Mm-hmm. Next question.
Men and women can be just friends.
Oh, this is tough for me.
I know my answer, and I think I know your answer.
Yeah, you're gonna know my answer. I think for you it's no.
Right, and I think for you it's yes.
You got me right. Actually, it's yes.
Yeah, and you got me right. It's no.
Let me explain why.
Okay.
I do think it's very hard not to just be just friends with a man and woman and not want to be in a relationship or anything serious like that. I acknowledge that.
Uh-huh.
But I am friends with a couple of girls outside of Discord.
Uh-huh.
My coworker's a girl and we get along just fine. I don't think there has to be like a like anything where if you get too close it becomes like that. I think it happens. I don't think it's it's obviously
here's
not
the thing.
any.
So my favorite coworker, the only one I like, is a woman. But
really?
Yeah, she's a married woman too. But
okay.
Here's the thing. I don't think I could be just close friends with her. That's the thing.
You think you'd feel attracted to her over time?
If I spent a lot of time outside of work with her, probably, because I really like her personality.
I think that I think that it can happen. I just think that if you also remember your position, if you want to get into a relationship or not, that you can avoid it. Just like how anyone, and I know, just like how anyone, and you may be surprised by what I'm going to say, just like how anyone can avoid cheating, it's just very hard not to cheat since man was meant to,
That was the third question, right?
Huh?
That was the third
question.
That was the third. Yeah, okay, cool. So we're both at 3.
Yeah, that was the third, because the debt and the blue hair. Okay. Yeah. So you got...
We're at 3 and
both
3.
Even, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Wow, I'm actually surprised. Not trying to be a dick. I'm surprised that your favorite coworker is a woman.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
People who hang toilet paper under, not over, are crypto-anarchists.
Under, not over. What does that mean? I'm not sure.
So
what they mean.
if you put the toilet paper roll with the roll facing towards the wall rather than facing outward. I know my answer.
The roll being closer to the wall?
Yeah, like the part that comes down goes towards the wall, whereas when it goes the other way, it goes outward towards you. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Right, like the part where you'd pull it out is facing towards you.
Yeah. So, but this is saying the part. This is saying people who don't do that, who put it towards the wall, are crypto-anarchists.
I'm gonna assume for you it's yes.
Okay, well, I assume for you it's no. I'll reveal first, I guess. No, it's a fucking stupid question.
I'm gonna say no as well. It's a pretty.
So I got a point there.
I didn't even know. Huh?
I got a point there. You didn't.
You got a point there. Oh, you're ahead of me.
Yeah, because you said I would say yes for some asinine reason.
Right. I don't know. I just feel like you'd say yes. I don't know why.
Like, maybe that'd be funny, but it's a stupid question.
I don't know. I mean, that's how I feel. I didn't even fully understand. I just kind of felt like, and I still kind of feel like you'd say yes. I don't know why.
Why? What? The way someone puts the toilet paper tells me nothing about them. It doesn't tell me that they don't believe in order, which I assume is what they're going for when they say crypto-anarchists.
Well, I assume that was an exaggerated joke on that part, but meaning that you don't like it. I
don't care. I don't care which way the toilet
orderly...
paper's facing. It's a non-issue.
Well, I just assumed you were a very orderly person, and that's something you take.
Have you seen how disorganized my collection is?
I mean, you showed me a glimpse of your Takeshi collection. It looked pretty.
Well, that's organized, but literally nothing else is.
Oh.
Well, my South Park collection is somewhat organized, as is my Simpsons collection. But other than those three, basically nothing is organized. I mean, the anime is mostly together, but it's not all together, but a lot of it is.
Wait, to sidetrack for like 5 seconds from this, please tell me that outside of like certain South Park and Takeshi collections, you don't mix your DVDs with your Blu-rays.
I do. I absolutely mix my DVDs and Blu-rays.
Fucking... Ugh!
See, so... Yeah, no, that... Anyway, next question. Animal experimentation is morally justified.
I'm gonna assume you say... I know my answer. I'm just trying to figure out where you'd lie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's saying that it's justified, correct?
Yeah, morally justified. Meaning it's okay
I'm gonna say you say no.
I'm gonna also say you'd say no, and I'm going to also tell you that you are wrong. I would say yes.
I would say no. You are correct.
Yeah.
I don't think it... I mean, look, I get that for certain medicines... And seeing, like, you know, how certain animals react and to see if...
So for me, the way I view it, this question to me is saying it is morally justified as a whole, and I'd say, like in general, I would say yes. There are types of it that I find immoral, but I would rather do experimenting on animals than on humans.
Well, I mean, look. I'm not against medicine.
Now, let me be clear. We're talking about dogs? Yeah. Fuck no. That's different. I have no experimenting on dogs. But any other animal, I don't got a problem with it.
Wait. Outside of the fact that dogs are companion, why the hell do you make an exception for dogs?
Because they are a unique species that we have a symbiotic relationship with that exists with no other organism. And dogs are endlessly loyal and don't deserve that.
I agree. I just don't think... Now, look, I'm not going to deny... Like, look, I know that a lot of medicines come from animal experimentation, but I think that there's certain scenarios where we could, like, you know, kind of, like, find some wiggle room. I mean, I'm not a scientist.
Look, like I said, I don't think all animal experimentation is morally justified, but I think animal experimentation in general, absolutely. I think that there are times when it's not, but I think as a whole I would say yes.
Okay. I mean, learning interesting something about you as opposed to me. I get where you're.
I got the next question.
All right.
A hot dog is a sandwich.
Oh, god damn it! We just talked about this.
I think you would say no.
And I'm gonna assume you say yes.
Yeah.
I say no. It's not.
All right.
The fuck is that?
We both scored.
It's like saying a man is a woman.
No, it isn't.
God damn it.
A hot dog is a piece of meat between two bits of bread, and you'll make the argument,
all bread is not the same.
You can put hot dogs on regular bread, and if you use the argument it's buns, sub sandwiches come on basically the same kind of bun.
Sandwich,
and burgers.
Sandwiches, fish sandwiches, I'm aware. There are exceptions to the rules. Then it gets mixed up. Then you call risotto pasta. Then you call fucking... I don't know. It just gets...
Is risotto not pasta?
I think it's a little bit different. I think it's similar.
No, risotto's pasta.
Is it? I thought they were different.
No, risotto's totally pasta. Actually, no, you know what? No, risotto is a little weird. Risotto's like an in-between rice and pasta, almost.
See, you were trying to confuse me. Shrimp, what do you think? We need your valuable answer on this. Do you think that hot dogs and sandwiches are different?
Well, no, that's not the question. The question is a hot dog is a sandwich, and I say yes, it is.
He's wrong, but what do you think?
A hot dog is a sandwich.
Based!
No, what the fuck? What the hell?
Yeah, you're putting it between two buns.
Yeah.
Okay, look. A bun and a loaf. Look, they're both bread. We understand this.
Steven,
we're all in agreement.
look at a sub sandwich. Or a gyro. Or a euro, rather, as it's pronounced.
I am aware. But then you're going to call gyros, you're going to call burritos. Oh, because they're both...
Burritos are different. Burritos are different because it's tortillas. It's a wrap.
But a wrap is made out of flour, yeast, shit like that.
But there is a distinction. I'd say there's more of a distinction between a tortilla and bread and bun and a bread.
You're just putting favoritism to different forms, my friend.
But we both got that one right.
Alright, let's move on.
There is a way to play this with more players, but since we're this far along in the game, I can get you in next round if you want, Shrimp.
Cool.
It's different rules that way. Because the 2 players you can play it this way. 3 or more you gotta use the other set of rules, which I think that's why they have a second set of rules for it, is because obviously it can be played with up to 9 players.
How you been, Shrimp?
Doing all right.
All right.
Cool.
Cyclists are the most annoying part of driving.
Oh, I know my answer on this. I don't know about your answer, but I know my answer on this.
Let me think for a second. The most annoying part of driving.
Okay, so you're gonna say no, but I know my answer.
Okay, hang on. I think you'd say yes.
Can I call it in that you're right? Because
Cool.
you are. They
All
are
right.
the most fucking annoying part about driving. The goddamn bike lane should be abolished. Okay, that shit is it's taking up road meant for the cars. And slightly off topic, the people who jog in the bike lane are evil.
Yeah.
I'm
You know
sorry.
what, Steven? I think you got it wrong. I think I would also say yes.
Okay, I thought that you would be a little bit more
I
casual.
had to think about it. But I think
Aren't they? But
yeah, they're
before
fucking
we move
annoying.
on,
Yeah.
Can we just talk about how fucking irritating it is to, like, have to slightly curve to a different lane just to give some guy his, like, road stroll?
Mm-hmm. No, there's a guy riding a bike that came up and like punched my friend's car. Because
What?
Yeah.
Because what? He was.
Because we were shouting at him.
As you should. He is.
He wasn't technically doing anything. We were just shouting at him for fun. But the funny so Kyler shouted bicyclists suck. I think Sean shouted your bike isn't a car, and I yelled have a nice day. No, it wasn't Sean. It was my friend Jacob, and I yelled have a nice day, and I'm the one he got mad at.
Yeah,
I said have a nice day.
You said the least bad thing. You did the right thing.
All right.
Friends calling him out for not using the fucking sidewalk or the grass.
All right.
Move on.
I think this is going to be an easy one for both of us, Stephen. But companies should
Okay.
be required to hire 50% male and 50% female employees.
Okay, I'm going to assume you'd say no.
And I would assume you would also say no.
And we are both correct, because I think that forced diversity and equaling things out is retarded, and you should only look for people who are the best at a job. I don't know why most people don't think that. I know there's like a whole, equality thing, but that's just retarded.
Right, I agree.
And that's probably why a lot of companies are failing.
I agree, and I would take it a step further and say I don't think women belong in the workplace, at least not overall.
Well, now we're going to disagree there, but that's beside the point.
What's up, Toon Man? How you doing? Anyway, next
You're
question.
actually further ahead than me.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All right. Again, this one's just a given for you, but feminism makes women miserable.
I'm gonna assume you say yes.
And I would assume you would also say yes.
That is true.
Yeah, because it ruins the dating scene, and it makes them, like, it just completely ruins, intersex relations. And not intersex as in, hermaphrodites, but intersex as in relations between the sexes.
Look, regardless of whether you're for, like, women just having average rights as the average person, feminism is just wrong, and it's favoritism, and it does ruin dating and a lot of shit like that, and it just puts, like, an elitist image.
Doing great. How was your day, guys? I'm doing all right. Me and Steven have been playing this game for most of the time I've been doing anything. Like, I basically woke up, watched a bunch of shit on YouTube, and then went live.
Okay.
AI is good for society.
You know my answer on this, and I know yours.
I think you'd say no.
And I think you'd say no.
Yeah. Like, there's certain things I like with AI, but I overall think AI is dangerous.
I think that AI is dangerous in a realistic sense, and I don't think it works in reality.
I think there are people who exaggerate how dangerous.
And to be fair, I know it's gonna sound a little contradictory. I do like some stories, like Blade Runner and shit like that, where you kind of sympathize with them, but I just don't think in a realistic practice AI works, and I think it's a very scary thing.
Right. Like, Brent, I don't think we're going to have the Terminator, but I think we'll increasingly have, like, more automation to the point where...
You don't think we're going to get slightly close to that, though?
Not anytime soon, because AI can still... Like, it's...
Right.
AI has made massive headway, so we're getting closer every day. But I think that there are people who fearmonger a little bit on that, but I do think overall AI is bad and dangerous because it can easily automate the workplace, get rid of all jobs, and at some point in the far future, we could end up with the Terminator.
It replaces us. Yeah, and I sympathize with things that develop conscious, but it's dangerous if we make it. That's.
I don't. I fucking Brotherhood of Steel all the way, dude.
Well, I mean, I like some stories like Blade Runner that sympathize with it. I just think that it's...
Well, yeah, and I like Short Circuit, but it's a movie,
Yeah, what I mean? It's fiction.
I mean, granted, so is Fallout, but...
Yeah, but that's beside the point. I agree with you. That's why I think you should watch Upgrade as soon as possible, since that'll so agree with your viewpoints.
All right.
And it's so...
I actually don't know the answer to this one for you, but I'm going to guess. I am close friends with someone who has pronouns in their bio. I'm going to guess your answer is no, but I'm not sure.
Your answer is... Well, because I know you had certain friends that got out of it. I'm going to assume your answer is... Yeah? No. I think that changed over time.
Okay.
Did I guess yours correct?
Fuck yeah. There's no way in hell I'd have friends who have pronouns in their bio.
I do. I just don't. Well, recent. I try to call them by only their name.
Okay, coward. Anyway, so in that case, I didn't win there, but you got 7, so you're 3 to win. I'm 1 to win. So
right. I don't address them by it. I just call them by their name. I know it's still bad. But
it still upsets me that one of Valerie's fans compared me to a man-child. If I was a man-child before 2022, I regret that. Being a man-child is nothing to be proud of, and I am not one, considering I have a job now. Okay, Toon Man.
To be fair,
I don't give a shit what Valerie's followers think.
But listen, to be fair, Toon Man, I mean, Valerie thinks that there's a manhunt going out for him in Florida, so
yeah,
don't worry.
Malachi himself is a man-child.
Literally.
All right.
Next question.
Dating apps do more harm than good.
Oh, I know my answer on this, and I know yours.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume you say yes.
I think you would also say yes.
And you are correct.
Then I win again.
I think the concept of dating apps, one, also outside of the fact that you could be scammed, but on top of that, it ruins the whole social interaction in real life.
What am I doing today? We are playing a game called Yes or No, where you ask a question and figure out how well the other person knows. And figure out if the other person knows. Like, you ask a question and then you answer how you think the other person would answer. All right. So, did you want to be dealed in this game, Shrimp, or are you just here to observe?
You can deal me in.
All right, cool. So, rules are a little different. When we're playing with more than 2 people, we are doing we have a rotating host. So, effectively, there is one specific person that the other two have to guess how they would think, and if we both get it right, or if we get it right, we get a point. But we are only guessing that one person. I'll be the first host, so first question, you guys have to guess how I would think, and then you'll both get a point if you're correct. And then after that, we'll have Steven and then Shrimp. So we'll rotate who's the host and who we're at.
How would I see the questions, though?
I will still read them. I'll still do all the reading.
Oh, you're going to get... Okay, so... All right, so... all right, Shrimp, let's go. So we're trying to guess you.
Yeah, and in first round, you guys are trying to guess me. Second round, it'll be you. And by round, I mean question.
Okay.
Do you have any specific name you want to be on the scoreboard, Shrimp, or should I just put Shrimp?
That's good.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Alright. There is at least a 20% chance the moon landing was fake. So
That's easy.
So you both have to guess how I would answer the question. And you can tell me your answers. I know my answer, so you guys can tell me your guesses, and then I'll reveal when you both have told me.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay?
I'm going to assume you say yes as well.
You are both correct. There is absolutely at least a 20% chance it was fake.
You don't think any of that's exaggerated, though?
No.
Out of curiosity?
Like, look, I'm not saying it for sure was fake, but at 20%, fuck yeah, there's at least a 20% chance.
Okay. Well, I say yes because I know that you look into these things.
Yeah. Alright, so, Steven, now we're going to have to guess what you would answer on this, okay?
Okay, let's go.
Due to the current state of policing in America, abolishing the police is a discussion we should be having.
Alright, so just getting rid of the police force. Now you guys got to guess.
Yeah. I think you would say no.
That's a no.
Steven?
I mean, I don't think we should abolish it, but I think that, independent, people, taking laws and being regulators is more important.
Okay.
So
Is it correct to say no, you don't think abolishing the police is a discussion worth having, or are we wrong and you do
I don't think we should ban it, though. I think we should try and reform it.
So overall you're saying we're correct?
Yeah.
Okay, now if it were me, the answer actually would have been yes, because I'm with you on the private thing, and I think it's at least a discussion worth having. I don't know if
Well, I just want them... I want it to be, more, reformed, into my point. I don't want
Okay.
cops to go out of business,
Well, yeah, no, look, there are good cops, and I defend the cops when they're justified. But, yeah.
I just don't want people to go out of jobs. I want them to be reformed.
But yeah, we both scored there. All right, so now Shrimp is the host, so we gotta guess what Shrimp's answer would be.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Libertarians are the best tool for bringing liberals closer to conservatism. This one I think could go either way, because I more or less know Shrimp's worldview, but I don't know what his worldview is on libertarians specifically.
I'm gonna ask about that actually a little bit later, because I actually have an idea.
I'm gonna take a guess and say you would probably say no. What would you say, Steven?
I think he'd say yes.
All right, Shrimp, what would you say?
Steven's right.
Who's right?
I'm right. Okay.
Steven's right. Okay,
I'm
cool.
right.
You know what? That's good. I was being blackpilled there, so you know what? I figured you were just one of those conservatives that thought that libertarians were worse or not as good or something. I don't know. I wasn't sure.
Well, I say that because I thought.
Because I think libertarians are absolutely because obviously I'm fairly libertarian myself. I'm more libertarian than your average conservative and more conservative than your average libertarian. That's the way I like to put it.
I think you said that in your abortion video, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Now it's back to Red Eye.
Yep, back to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think Instagram modeling is a great career path. All right, you guys are both going to get a point.
I almost want to answer so sarcastically. I'm going to guess no, but I really wanted to answer yes sarcastically.
All right, Shrimp, what do you think I'd say?
That's a no.
Yeah, obviously. You guys both get a point. There's no way in hell.
But isn't that a no for all of us, though, to be fair?
I would assume we would all say no to that, but...
Especially since I just hate Instagram as well. But also, among other reasons, that's bad. Alright, now back to me.
Yeah. The problems all started when women were allowed to vote. Well, it's a good thing this isn't my question, because you guys would easily get that one right, too. But,
But wait, But I've mentioned this before. All right, you would have guessed. You guys can guess me really easily. Go ahead.
You know, in all honesty, I think you could go 50-50. I'm going to guess you'd say no. But, yeah.
You are correct. I'm going to say no because I don't think it's that. I don't think that's the issue.
Okay. It's okay to be wrong, Steven.
Obviously, with Red Eye, I know that I'm going to be a little bit different there.
I can't believe people think Florida is fascist because they ban transitioning for minors. Like, you can still transition as an adult.
Yeah, I'm so glad I live in this state. Holy shit.
No, Florida's great. Like, I don't live there. I live in Utah, but Florida's great.
I think that's a very good law that should be put in. But continue.
All right, well. Protestants are doing more to push back against the radical left than Catholics. And I think this is Shrimp's question, right? Like, we're guessing for Shrimp?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Shrimp would say yes, because I think Shrimp is Protestant.
Oh,
yeah. Okay, I thought you were.
Well, if that's the case, then I'm going to assume yes as well.
All right. Are we correct, Shrimp?
That's right.
All right. All right.
There are a lot of Catholics in Hollywood.
Yep.
Like Jim Caviezel and Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese.
Really? Well, actually, I probably should have guessed that because he made he didn't make Passion, he made The Temptation to Christ.
All right. All right, so it's back to me, right?
I believe so.
All right, the war on drugs did more good than harm. So you guys are guessing how I would answer.
I'm going to assume you're going to say no.
That's a no.
Yeah, you're correct. I think it did much more harm than good. Like, I think there arguably could be some good that it's done, but I think overall it's been a net negative.
Okay. Now it's back to me.
Okay. George Floyd is more to blame for his death than Derek Chauvin. I know what my answer would be. I honestly don't know what your answer would be, Steven.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, because I don't think this is a spoiler for my answer. I don't think he was that good of a guy. But then you kind of, like, explained how he died. But then again, I don't know. I mean, okay, so go ahead and guess.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say Steven would say a yes based on that statement alone.
I don't even know who Derek is.
Derek Chauvin is the cop who had the knee on his neck.
He's a what?
He's the one who had the knee on his neck.
Oh, well. Yeah, I'm going to say yes.
Well, this isn't a question of whether he deserved it or not. This is a question of whether
who was more responsible.
Now, here's the thing. You did say there was fentanyl in his system, and he died before that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't know. In the footage, it looked like he was still breathing a little bit longer.
Right, but the first autopsy done on him did not show asphyxiation. It showed a heart attack likely brought on by an overdose.
Well, then,
but, Steven, answer your question. Who's more responsible, George Floyd or Derek Chauvin?
I think Derek, only because it looks more like he kind of like... And plus, he, like, crushed
So you're going
neck.
just on the optics of the thing. Okay, I think that's a bad move, but...
Well, I mean, if there's evidence, I'm not going to deny it, but, I mean... I don't know. I mean, I just think it maybe could have been a mixture of both. But I don't know.
Yeah, so in that case, you would say that you don't necessarily think that George was more responsible.
Now, to be fair, don't think that I'm defending the guy. I don't agree with him putting a gun up to a pregnant woman's head. I think that he was a bad guy.
Okay, well then we didn't score there. We didn't score there. We're good. We got it.
That's what I'm saying. Right.
All right. Erecting George Floyd statues is worse than making Juneteenth a holiday. I think Shrimp would say yes.
I would think Shrimp would also say yes.
Who's Juneteenth? I'd say yes, but who's Juneteenth?
Oh, so no, Juneteenth, as in June 19th.
Oh, Juneteenth.
Yeah, the last day, the day the last slave was freed, making it a holiday.
Oh yeah, that's definitely worse.
What's worse, Juneteenth or George Floyd?
George Floyd.
Okay, so we were right. Okay.
Well, wait, hold on. Before we continue, please tell me there's not statues of the guys. I know that there's like a lot of.
There are absolutely statues of George Floyd.
Oh dear God.
Yeah. And there's also murals of him. They painted a mural of George Floyd on a church, and that church got struck by lightning, and it only burned the George Floyd painting. Nothing else burned. It literally just burned off the paint and then put itself out. So if that isn't a fucking sign from God, I don't know what is.
No kidding.
All right,
Is like the painting like him like being stepped on, or is it like something more respectable?
Right. Not to mention there is no such thing as they, them pronouns or going genderless. True, Toon Man, true. Do you guys drink beer? No, I don't drink beer. I've drank beer. I don't like beer, though.
I think that alcohol, to kind of taste like piss. I
like whiskey,
though. I won't lie.
I like whiskey. I'm not a beer guy, though. I've had beer in the past.
I've had Coronas.
As a general rule, I don't drink beer.
I've had Coronas. They taste like diesel.
There's been one beer, but because I've had White Claw, and if you count that, that's okay. It's not your favorite.
Well, I think you're lying. I think your favorite beer is Bud Light.
No. I've never had a Bud Light. I'm not even joking.
Well, do you get the joke of what I'm trying to say?
Yes, I do. You're calling me either gay or trans. I get it.
Yes.
And I don't think the man who wants to fuck himself should be making gay jokes.
That's true, though. That's true. I did concede that.
Yeah. All right, back to me, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Most of the time, the act of going fishing is just a ploy to leave the house and get some peace and quiet.
I'd say no.
Okay. What do you think I'd say, Steven?
Like as a ploy, isn't like it's like a...
Like it's just an excuse. Like the main reason to go fishing is just to get some peace and quiet, not necessarily to catch the fish.
I mean, I think you'd say... No.
All right. I think I will give you guys that one just because the qualifier most of the time. I think there are absolutely people who do it for that reason. But I think there are people who do competitively, actually really get into the whole actual fishing aspect as well.
I was going to say yes, because I feel like for you, you're more of looking at it as doing the activity as opposed to finding peace and quiet.
I feel like for me, it would mostly be the quiet, but I think both would be a factor, so... I think for me it would be the social aspect of it, but I do think both are
On a side note, do you fish?
I've never been fishing with my dad or anything. I caught a fish at a fair once where they had a fishing pond where you just got to keep going until you caught a fish, so it was guaranteed.
Okay.
And it was just like a bluegill. And then I've been ice fishing once with Boy Scouts.
All right.
But that's it. Those are the only 2 times I've been fishing.
Okay.
We should get involved in protecting democracy around the world.
You know my answer.
I would say you would say no.
Trim?
I'd say yes.
You think he'd say yes?
I say no.
Oh.
I say that we should just be independent and focus on ourselves.
Nice, based.
I think that peace is great, and if we can all achieve it, sure, but I think that focusing on yourself, it should be just a general aspect of life.
All right, so right now the score is Steven in the lead with 7, and then Shrimp and I each have 6, so still pretty close.
Okay.
All right, now we're to Shrimp. It is easier to talk to an ardent atheist about religion than an agnostic. I'm going to say you would say no, especially given your answer on the libertarian question. What do you think, Steven?
I'm going to assume you say no as well.
So the question is, it's easier to talk to an atheist than an agnostic?
Yeah, about religion specifically.
Yeah, I'd say no.
Okay.
And also on a side note, I am agnostic.
Okay.
But just thought that was a fun fact to bring up.
Want a cookie?
I just like the idea of anything being open in that scenario.
It's a step close to the right path.
Yeah.
Even Spear Dude 21 has a great video on why no one should respect your pronouns. Okay. YouTube, for some reason, is taking down videos from years ago, just violating rules that didn't exist when the video came out. Oh, yeah, they do that all the time, dude.
Didn't they do that before now?
Yeah, like I said, they do it all the time. So now it's me.
Yes.
Radical Islam is more dangerous than radical leftism.
I don't know. I think you're going to say no.
Okay, what do you
I'd
think?
say no.
You are both correct. I would say no. Because, granted, I think radical Islam is incredibly dangerous, but I think radical leftism, especially in the West, is much more pervasive of a threat.
Is your reason for that also because it's more localized here as well?
Yeah, it's more common, and it's more socially acceptable. Like, suicide bombings and shit, you're not going to see people defending. Whereas,
Right.
whereas like, you know, whenever there's like a riot or like people getting violent in the streets with radical leftism, they say, "Oh, it's mostly peaceful."
Right. Like when they destroyed Targets and Wendy's for George Floyd.
Yeah. All right, it's your turn now, Stephen. The Crusades
Alright.
the Crusades were unprovoked aggression towards the Muslim world.
Well, I don't know a lot of history there, so you guys can.
You know what? I'm gonna take a leap of faith and guess you would say no.
I'd say no.
What would you say, Stephen?
No, but I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? I mean, I know about the Crusades. I just don't know in depth.
Well, because they absolutely were not provoked, because the Muslims claimed that land from the Christians originally, and they just took it back with the Crusades. Like,
Right.
so, all right. Vegans should not be allowed to vote. We're guessing what Shrimp would say here. You know, I'm gonna say he'd say yes. Vegans should not be allowed to vote. What do you think he'd say?
I'm gonna assume he says no.
All right,
I'd
Shrimp.
say no.
All right. I figured you'd probably say no, but I thought it'd be funnier.
Part of me wanted to answer sarcastically and say yes because I can't stand.
Okay, but yeah. So, Steven wins.
I win.
Yeah.
When's my promotion?
You get to live.
Oh,
That's your prize.
sweet, rad. I'll start moving in the first day.
If you want a copy of the link of the video, so you can watch it later. I don't know if I care. I already know my opinions on transgenderism, so I don't really need someone to tell me the things I already know or agree with. You know what I mean? Like, I already know it's terrible.
Right, you agree with it. That's what you're saying. You agree with it 100%, and yeah.
What are you saying? I agree with, Stephen?
That you agree with transgenderism? That's a
no,
joke.
Stephen.
I know.
Do you want to be keelhauled? Keelhauled?
Keel Hall? What the hell is
It's
that?
where they throw you off the side of a ship.
Okay, I'm gonna say no. So just like yeah, I'll just retract my bad joke.
All right. Well, that was fun.
That was fun. I'm surprised that we all kind of like know each other a little bit better than we thought.
Well, we do talk a lot about philosophy and stuff in the Discord, to be fair.
That is true. Who do you think would be the most unguessable member in the Discord?
Hybrid, because he's inconsistent as fuck.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, basically, the reason I started this stream is I'm just killing time until Kyler gets back from the movie he went to see, so we can go to the cigar store because we're gonna go to a cigar event.
What movie did he go see?
Some anime thing, I don't remember. They asked me if I wanted to go. I couldn't even remember what it was to buy the tickets, and by the time I even thought about it, they were already leaving. I'm like, I didn't really care that much anyway. It's from the same guy who did Your Name, I think.
I liked that one.
Oh. Yeah, I've heard about it. A little bit. Doesn't look too interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been picky with anime lately anyway, so...
Garden of Words is really good. It's made by the same guy.
Oh, okay.
I hear that's a short, though.
Oh, yeah. It's like 40 minutes.
Nice.
Have you considered looking at Chainsaw Man?
I mean, I haven't really put much thought into it. I've heard good things from people, but I haven't really looked into it.
What was the last good anime? Because mind you, I'm fairly new to all that. What's the last good anime you think either of you guys have seen?
Redo of Healer.
modern years? Okay.
Let me look in on that. Let's see. So the last recent one I saw was... that came out recently, I guess.
That you liked a lot, yeah.
The Evangelion, the fourth movie, I thought was good, but I don't like it as much as the original show.
I have not seen any Evangelion.
I hear that the endings to that... I haven't seen the show. I hear that... Because I want to get into it. I hear the endings to all those shows are very mixed. depending on who you talk to.
Why the hell are these cards not fitting back in the box?
The show has an okay ending, but it's like not what it was supposed to be, and the movie that comes after the show is really, really good.
Is the movie that comes after called The End of Evangelion?
Yep.
Okay, because somebody told me that wasn't
the episodes are basically filler in the show. Well, like, it's an alternate ending, but the real ending's like the movie.
Okay. Because I don't know. I know this is going to sound really weird, but for me to, like, really get into a show, without spoilers, I got to know that if it lands well, so I don't get massively disappointed that it ended on a whimper. I got to know without spoilers. I know it sounds odd.
If you're tuning in to watch, like, if you're tuning in to watch, like, a mecha show, it's, for the first 12 episodes, it's that, but if you want to watch, like, a psychological, sort of, philosophical sort of thing, it's the rest of the show and the movie, it's more philosophical and stuff like that.
Wasn't there, like, a ton of biblical stuff in Evangelion?
There are biblical references, but it's not, like, as
It's not like a deep reference, it's just, like, a name?
No, it's not, like... There are, like, crucifixes and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, so it's nothing crazy.
No.
Yeah. Video talked about how there's only two genders and that's it. Well, I already agree with that, so I don't need to watch that video, you know what I mean?
I remember when that Blu-ray came out, that was, like, a huge thing for, like, fans of that show. It hadn't been on Blu-ray for, like, the longest time, and it was, like, one of the rarest DVDs to get for Evangelion.
Yeah, and they kept the original dub out unless you buy, like, the $120 edition.
Yeah, if you buy, like, that special edition. Because Shout can screw you like that sometimes. Like, I love Shout Factory, but they do screw people over sometimes.
Sub's the way to go, but I'd like to still have it.
Yeah, I feel you. I'd rather just do sub. But I guess it is good to have the option, right? But
yeah.
Like, there are some things...
Sorry.
I was just going to say, there are some things I prefer dubbed, but that's very rare.
I prefer Cowboy Bebop dubbed.
I have not seen Cowboy Bebop yet.
It's a good show. I like it.
I've seen Samurai Champloo, but I've only seen it subbed.
I've never seen Samurai Champloo. I hear that's by the same guy. I hear it's good.
It's hilarious.
See, have you seen Samurai Champloo all the way through, Shrimp?
Yep, it's very good. Very good.
What do you think of that zombie filler episode towards the end where everybody dies at the end and it has nothing to do with anything else?
Yeah, that's actually my least favorite episode.
Yeah, right? It has nothing to do with anything. Like, it's like right in the middle of like where the plot, like towards the climax of the plot, and they just throw that in for no reason.
Yeah, I don't get it.
You know what I actually think did that better? Do you remember that episode of Fist of the North Star where Kenshiro goes to that like village that has all like the possessed people?
I actually skipped the filler first time through.
Really?
I'm gonna watch it next time.
I watched all of Fist of the North Star. The only episodes I skipped was like you remember like right after leading up to the final battle with Rao in Fist of the North Star 1. There's like they do like 4 back-to-back recap episodes that recap the entire story so far.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I skipped those.
Skip that.
Speaking of shows, let me ask you a question. So, not asking for like 40, like you know how Breaking Bad's like 40 to like an hour a minute episodes. How do you recommend binging shows that are like 50 to 100 episodes, like per season or the whole series? How do you recommend binging those if the episode's like 20 minutes?
So like
go like 6.
So like let's say I'll use Dragon Ball as an example, right?
Yeah.
With Dragon Ball, I try to do a disc a day when I was first watching it, and a disc usually contains around 7 episodes.
Okay, so like 2 hours and change, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, And that is like, would you say the best way to get shows done in like a week or so, depending?
There's no way in hell I was finishing Dragon Ball in a week. It's like I'm saying Dragon Ball Z and GT, like all of Dragon Ball.
Oh, all of Dragon Ball.
But like even then, original Dragon Ball, I don't think I could finish in a week doing 7 episodes a day. Let's see, if I did 7 times 7, that's what, 49. So that would only get me like a third of the way through the original Dragon Ball.
Oh damn. And that's another thing I want to mention. Do you think that, and answer as honestly as you can, because I don't like to think about it, because I like to think about every show that I like to be as rewatchable as possible if I have the given time. Do you think the longer a show goes on, you think the harder it is to rewatch it as opposed to a show that was like a short series?
I would say for some, yes,
episodes?
but like the shows I've rewatched the most tend to actually be decently long shows.
Like Breaking Bad being like pretty long.
Yeah, well,
You've seen that 8
Breaking
times?
Bad, I've watched it 8 times. Red Dwarf,
Right.
I honestly don't know how many times I've watched, and Red Dwarf is like
And
72
you've seen
episodes.
every episode of that show?
Well, I've seen the first 8 seasons countless times, and then I've seen seasons 9 and 10, I don't know, like 5 or 6 times, and then 11 and 12, I don't know, 3 or 4, and then the movie I've only seen twice.
Right, because I got to be a better binger, because, like, I know you don't know this stuff, because I've got, like, Super Sentai seasons that I still got to get to, like, 50 episodes a season, and they're all, like, unrelated and disconnected, so I asked around for, like, advice, and they said, like, do, like, a disc a day, cover, like, 6 episodes, like, 2 hours. That's the best way to do it, but
Yeah.
I don't know if that's, like...
Well, I agree, that is the best way to do it. Because, like a disc a day, you're getting through it at a decent pace. There are times with shows, though, that I have started a show, taken my time with it, and then binged it a lot later on. Like, so Fist of the North Star, the first, arc of Fist of the North Star, I was watching on and off periodically. As soon as they introduced Rey, I watched the rest of the show in, a month.
Okay, so as soon as a new character was introduced, you, binge it all
Well,
the way through.
Rey is, the best character in the show.
That's basically the exact opposite of what I did.
Really?
Yeah, I binged, the first season, and then I was on again, off again for, the rest of the show.
I think as soon as they introduced Rey, I was gripped, because I really like him.
Well, you're fortunate because Discotek's releasing another, I think, Fist of the North Star thing. I don't know exactly what it is. But, it's, I think Shrimp showed it recently, or it's already released.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Was it one of the OVA series or something?
I basically look at it as it's like a follow-up to, the 80s movie.
Oh, okay.
I saw the 80s movies on Vintage Stream. You're right. It's best to see the series first, because there's some context I was missing.
Yeah.
Also...
Well, like I said, the movie I don't think does Rey's arc any justice, because Rey feels like he's kind of there in the movie, whereas in the show, he's, one of the most essential characters.
I thought the ending to that movie was very anticlimactic.
I might finish season 1 of Breaking Bad. Okay.
fuck.
How does the movie end again? I forget.
It was so Kenshiro and the other guy's Rao, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. They had this final battle,
Right.
And then this little girl comes
Lynn.
up in between,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Hey, just stop fighting and shit like that." And then they do anticlimactically, and Rao gets on a horse and rides away.
Right. Okay.
And then
So
it cuts. Yeah.
in the show, they do that better, because the thing is, so in the show, Kenshiro doesn't actually fight Rao there. I think just Rey does, and then he fucks Rey up, and hits him with this move that kills him over the course of days. It's really agonizing.
Yeah.
And then Kenshiro fights Rao later than that, because there's a bunch of other stuff in between, because I think Souther was after Rey fought Rao, right?
I think so. Kenshiro did fight Rao after he...
Right, but he
killed
lost.
Rey.
He lost.
They kind of called it a draw, if I'm right.
Okay, yeah, you're right. It has been a minute since I've watched Fist of the North Star, admittedly. So, it is 153 episodes for both series of Fist of the North Star. Fist of the North Star and Fist of the North Star 2. So, I have forgotten little details here and there.
That's going to be on the back burner for me, because I do want to check that show out. I will say that I am also, have you ever heard of this anime called Outlaw Star? I bought it because it looked really good. I figured you guys would know about that.
I've heard the name, but I don't know much about it. I assume it's like a
clip or two,
space
but that's
western.
it.
Yeah. I don't know. For some reason, the space western shit just kind of grabs me. Maybe it's because I like a few westerns.
Have you ever seen Trigun?
Yes, that was good. That was really good.
I love Trigun.
I actually like that one. I haven't seen it in a minute, but I saw it all the way through, and that was really, really good. I love Vash as a character.
Well, the thing I love about Vash is that, he intentionally pretends to be an incompetent idiot when he's actually really skilled, because he intentionally makes people underestimate him.
Right, so that he doesn't cause, more harm. And,
Well, and because he also has a
tricks
huge
his
bounty on
enemy.
his head, so he doesn't want to give away his identity.
Right. No, but Trigun's great. I want a Blu-ray for that show fucking now. It's ridiculous that we haven't gotten one yet. But Cowboy Bebop, I actually like the one better than Cowboy Bebop. I like both, but I think I like Trigun better.
Yeah?
If you're comparing
Do you
space
guys agree
westerns.
we should get rid of daylight savings time and have standard time year-round? Yeah?
It
Because
confuses the hell out of me.
who likes
sure.
changing their clocks twice a year and losing an hour of sleep? I agree. They're
Well,
thinking of
To
making...
be fair, don't
Go ahead.
Don't like a lot of digital clocks just like change automatically?
Yes, but it is annoying though.
It is.
Because all the clock,
overall.
like my phone and computer will update automatically typically, but like my clocks around the house I gotta change, like the oven and the surge protector I got here.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, they're thinking of making daylight savings time permanent. They tried that in the 70s, and it was too dark in the morning, as well as problems with making that permanent. Yeah, no, I think you should just make standard the permanent one, not daylight. Mexico got rid of daylight savings time and does standard year-round now. USA should do the same, and Arizona and Hawaii don't do daylight. Yeah, I know. It's true. I agree.
I kind of like the look of the mornings to be a little bit more nightier. I don't know. There's something about that I kind of like, where it's like kind of breaking to dawn. I'm just talking about aesthetics. I'm not talking about it being used to like practically wake up at that time.
Oh.
So, someone really liked Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, didn't you, Red Eye?
Yeah, it was a good movie.
It was really good. It's already out, by the way. I know you said you're wanting to get it when it comes out.
Oh, is it out on Blu-ray already?
No, it already is out.
I didn't know
It's
that.
already out.
Yeah, I'm
It's
gonna
been
have to get it because
Yeah.
I genuinely really liked that movie. Like I'd heard good things and I expected it to just be mediocre. It genuinely really good. Like it completely blows the first one out of the water.
I like the first one. This is better, but I like the first one.
Well, the first one's fine, but in all honesty, the first one's kind of forgettable.
It's
In
a
Spanish
cute
class,
little
we,
formulaic.
In like high school Spanish class, like that's all we watched was like Puss in Boots. So like whenever
Really?
she'd come in, she'd say we're watching Puss in Boots for the 5th time, and like okay,
So I imagine you learned a lot of Spanish.
no, not at all.
No, I know that's the joke. But
Did you
like it, or
learn
did you get
Prebar
tired
el
of it?
carne, no el calor? Even though I butchered that in a gringo accent, Prebar el carne, no el calor. Did you learn that one?
I did not.
It's not a common phrase. It's taste the meat, not the heat.
Oh,
But I mean, yeah. Also, I kind of like that whole. I know it's like a little bit of a trend now. I'm really digging like the whole Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse animation style. Even though I think the movie's overrated.
Yeah, I think
like
that
the
movie's
style
massively
of animation.
overrated. Like it's
I don't
okay.
think it's bad.
It's okay.
I mean, I kind of feel the same way. I want to give it a rewatch to see if
I
like it
think that
more.
they didn't do enough with the other Spider-Men, and I think that if they were just going to do a Miles Morales movie, they could have just done a different Miles Morales movie.
I hear in the comic books there's like a lot more Spider-Man, because there's like this superior Spider-Man where like Doc Ock takes over Spider-Man's body. I hear in one comic. I really want to see that in like an adaptation because I've never read.
When you were watching Puss in Boots, Shrimp, were you watching it dubbed in Spanish or were you just watching it in English?
we were watching it in English, and every time they said something in Spanish, the Spanish teacher would say, "It means this," and that's it.
So, like, really common phrases occasionally.
Yeah, that's basically what happened. Like,
That's funny.
Where would you
and we
rank the
also
last?
watched another really good movie, Beverly Hills Chihuahua 3. And
I forgot.
and that had
this
even
existed.
less Spanish in it, so it was just us watching a really crappy Disney movie.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Chihuahua is already awful, and the fact that, like, here's the thing, I kind of ironically like the first one, but the fact that they
Really?
kept making sequels is kind of ridiculous.
I hate George Lopez's voice. It's
I
always the
do
same
too.
thing.
Like I said, for me, the first one is like a so bad it's good sort of thing for me.
Just have the next sequel be George Lopez plays everybody.
Yeah, there you
And-
go. Well, my favorite line was when George Lopez says, "I'm gonna go all kinds of Mexican on him."
Oh god.
So like he's gonna behead him.
I don't know. Sure, yeah, like a cartel.
He's gonna jump
Damn,
his
you're-
border.
Damn, your Spanish teacher needed to pick better movies. You guys should have been watching stuff like Pan's Labyrinth or shit.
Yeah, Pan's Labyrinth is great.
That movie's
Yeah.
insane.
But you know what? You know what though? The thing is, even in high school, a lot of the times, I don't know how it's like where you're at, Shrimp, but like in my high school, they weren't allowed to show R-rated movies.
Oh, same thing.
Really?
Yeah, so they wouldn't have been able to do Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah. I think the
I went
worst
to a-
thing,
Go
we
ahead.
like watched a video on like abortions, and like we had to sign a permission slip in order to see it because it showed like dead fetuses and stuff like that. But
Oh,
that
gross! What the hell?
wasn't in Spanish class. Just to
I would
preface,
hope not.
But
Let me, because I've seen some images online. How bad are they?
They're bad.
it's pretty bad.
God, and people find that to be a right? That's disgusting.
Well, people are stupid and lie. And evil.
I mean, look, I know my views on it are very specific, but the way I view abortion is like every other murder.
I view it as worse than regular murder because you're cheating someone out of a chance of life.
Well, no, yeah, obviously it's worse than regular murder in that regard. I just view it. I'm saying like I don't treat it differently. You know what I'm trying to say?
Well, I don't either, other than I say it's worse. And part of the reason I also say it's worse is because it's justified by people.
The only
people
outlier
justify it, and that's another reason I say it's worse.
No, the only outlier, which is very rare, where it is not justified, but where you have to make a call, is if it's like one life or the other, like right there and then.
Right, and that almost never happens. And technically, if the doctor takes every step to remove the child without killing it, that's not an abortion, even if the child dies, because they still tried.
Because even with, like, you know, rape or incest, well, incest is consensual, so I don't know why, you know, unless it was rape and incest.
People lump the two together because they're both, you know, bad sexual things, and they're both...
But the child, that's not the child's fault.
Right, I agree.
Now, I know it's going to sound odd. I wouldn't blame... Now, if it was, like, rape and it was forced on you, I wouldn't blame the parent for not wanting to raise it, but there's adoption.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of parents that are infertile that would love a kid.
Yeah.
That's kind of, like, where I'm coming from. Although, I will say, with adoption, I think a lot of celebrities abuse that and make the waiting line way too much longer. Because, you know, there's a lot of celebrities that...
Oh, yeah, they'll do trendy adoptions because they want to like, show how good they
and
are
not care about
raising a kid, yeah.
I know, and they're hollow, and they probably don't even acknowledge the kid at home, and it's really stupid, and that just rubs me the wrong way. That shit rubs me the wrong way for some... Like, I don't like that. But, no, I don't know. I mean, there's always curveballs around it. You know what I mean? But,
well, it's like celebrities go about doing stuff like that.
Well, I'm sorry, what?
Like, what celebrity specifically like adopted like a colored child?
A lot of age, like a lot of like, you know.
I can't think of any specifics, but I know it's happening.
I know Spielberg adopted one, and she has an OnlyFans account. Believe it or not. But I think she's the one exception. I don't think she's biologically related to him. I think Angelina Jolie adopted a few of them. I mean, I'm not going to assume that Angelina Jolie is one way or the other. I'm just saying. There's been a couple. I think Michael Dudikoff did, but he didn't probably do it for that purpose. I genuinely think Michael Dudikoff cares. Michael Dudikoff is the guy from Radioactive Dreams and American Ninja.
Okay. Well, yeah, like I said, I can't think of specifics because it's not really an issue I think about a lot, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Celebrities adopted. Because I don't give a shit about celebrities, so I don't think about celebrities a whole lot.
Well, hold on. What about Jim Caviezel? He said that, he said, I'll call out against abortion. My career's not that important. He's pretty based.
Sure, but that
Mel
doesn't
Gibson's
mean that I have like
pretty based.
Yeah, no, Mel Gibson's great. I like Mel Gibson, and I like
Chuck Norris is based.
Yeah, he's also has dementia right now, though. Pretty bad, apparently. Did you know that?
Well, are you talking about Bruce Willis or
no? Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris. Oh my God, he does?
Yeah, he's had it for years. It's apparently really bad.
Oh, damn, I feel bad for not knowing. I'm actually a pretty big Chuck Norris fan.
Well, a lot of people don't know that because they intentionally don't tell you about it. They just, like, parade him out for, like, conventions and stuff, but he doesn't even know where he is.
Oh, my God, that's horrible. Chuck Norris is great. I don't care what anyone says. I mean, yeah, there's some celebrities that are pretty based.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm going to care about celebrities, though, you know? And, like, that's the thing.
I mean, you don't know them personally,
So let me tell you this. This is something that drives me nuts. Yeah. A lot of people on the right do this. Chisu does this, too, a lot. He'll find someone who says something he agrees with, talk about how base they are, and then like think they're like he knows everything about how them being a good person. Just because someone says thing you agree with doesn't mean that they're good.
Kind of like how people praise J.K. Rowling, even though she does say something I agree with. Even though, to be fair, I have heard that she's very pro-feminist and a lot of
she's very anti-men. But the thing is, here's the thing with J.K. Rowling. I can respect J.K. Rowling. I don't like J.K. Rowling.
But here's what because look, I like Harry Potter, I'm not the hugest fan. Here's what I hate, that people on the right, they act like Harry Potter's already the greatest franchise now, and they're already playing Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
Like, they'll shill for certain things that...
Alright, see you later, Toon Man.
Kind of related to their views, and think that it's always okay, which just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean?
Well, and I think, just because a celebrity has a good opinion doesn't mean that I suddenly now have to, like, care about that celebrity either. Like, I'm not big on
Also, I know it's going to sound crazy because a lot of them have bad opinions. I also think that if they have a bad opinion, that doesn't mean that they're villainized necessarily. I think that there's a lot that are pretty kind of...
I think most celebrities are pieces of shit, just as a general rule.
Not most, but a lot. But
I would say most.
I think that there are some significant...
I can name, like, 4 celebrities that are actually not pieces of shit. But, to be fair, that's on my assumption that they aren't pieces of shit, because they still could be.
Granted, we also don't know the inside of their lives, and that's more private, so we can't assume they're good or bad one way or the other. Well, granted, with celebrities, I think that it's easier to... Because they always put on a show that they're holier than thou and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's easier to come to the conclusion that maybe there's some skeletons in the closet. You know what I mean?
Well, and you gotta remember, Hollywood itself is filled with, like, pedophilia.
A lot of skeletons,
and,
yes. Yes.
All sorts of other sexual abuse and other, like, shady shit that goes on behind the scenes.
I'm aware. I don't think it's... I think that there's a lot of involvement in it. I don't think that it's all necessarily, like, everyone's involved in it. I think most are.
You agree. Most celebrities are pieces of shit.
Okay,
Boom, we agree.
Okay. well, I mean, most is in, like, most of the popular ones. I mean, like, a lot in general.
Steven, why are you so afraid to commit to a strong opinion?
Because I have to really think about it. I can't really have an assured answer one way or the other. I don't want to assume one way or the other. You know what I mean? I'm still trying to figure out where... Huh?
Are there, like, any celebrities that come to mind when you, like, think of, like, possibly moral people?
Moral?
Are you asking me or are you asking Steven?
Oh, I'm asking Steven.
Okay.
I think Keanu Reeves is a moral guy since you never hear about the good things he does. He just does it. I think that, again, Mel Gibson helping Robert Downey Jr. get sober is an example that a lot of people, I think, tend to overlook. I think there's a lot of examples. I also think, Paul Walker, I'm not a Fast and Furious guy, but I know that he seemed like a pretty good guy before he went because he, like, donated a lot of money to, like, marine biology. He did a lot of good things. There's a lot of them that I think are just... There's also a lot of them that are just normal people. Like, I met, like, the, what's his name? The blue, Time Force Ranger. He's just a normal guy that owns, like, a donut shop. He's retired. Granted, he wasn't, like, major Hollywood. He worked for, like, Saban and for, like, Power Rangers. That's completely different. That's television, but still. I mean, I think there's a lot of moral examples. I think that there's a lot that, because of the bad ones really stick out, that it kind of, like, makes it a little bit harder, but yeah.
I would say that there are more bad people in Hollywood than there are good.
I think that I shouldn't have said most. I think there's a lot.
I think most was correct, and I think you're backpedaling.
Well, it's... Uh-huh.
Have you heard of Alec Baldwin's brother?
Which one? He has, like, 9.
What, Steven or Daniel or what?
I'm thinking of the guy who played Animal Mother in Full Metal Jacket.
I don't know. There's Greg, there's Billy, there's...
Wait, Animal Mother was one of the Baldwins?
There was also this guy who stars in, like, Christian movies and stuff like that. Doesn't necessarily make him a Christian, but...
Let's see. So, Full Metal Jacket...
I did not know Animal Mother was related to, like, one of the Baldwins.
Animal Mother, let's see. So that is...
The crazy guy with the machine gun.
Adam Baldwin. Yeah, no, I would say Adam Baldwin's probably one of the better Baldwins, just looking at what I see that comes up when I look him up.
He's definitely the better Baldwin than Alec.
Well, that's not a hard bar. Because he didn't fucking shoot someone on a movie set.
And then said, I never shot him.
Well, like, so, like... He did
the whole blame the gun thing.
Well, not only that, but he claims it was like this is all my opinion. Hold on.
I hear there's a lot of conspiracies.
Hold on.
Yeah,
this is all my opinion. This is opinion. This is not fact. So no slander here. This is opinion. I think Alec Baldwin got angry at that chick because they had a dispute, shot her, and tried to cover it up.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, to be fair. I've heard a lot of contradicting statements that they kind of didn't get along before or after.
Well, and they also like found like live rounds like hidden amongst like his
There's like
ammo that he
500.
had and a bunch of other ammo all over the place. Like, yeah.
But to be fair, it wasn't just Alec's fault. It's the armor's fault for being irresponsible.
No, I disagree.
Why do you think that she's not at fault?
For
She
two,
should know how to
no,
make a
for
weapon.
two reasons. Hold on.
What's
Let's say hypothetically Alec Baldwin's telling the truth and it was because our armorer didn't check it. Then it's his responsibility to check the gun when it's handed to him. Okay? Second reason. I think that he probably planted the live round in it. I think that the armorer handed him one without a live round. Because it was a live round.
Right.
There's no dispute about that. It was a live round.
Yes, that is correct.
So, what I think happened was that the armorer handed him the gun with a live round, and then without a live round, and he switched it. Or he smuggled the live rounds onto the armorer's belt. Or you want to go kooky and say someone else did to set him up. That's possible too. Point is, I don't think it was an accident.
I mean, here's my thing though: is that I mean, it's possible it's not an accident, and there's a lot of evidence to suggest that. But have you seen the armor? She's like this, like 20-something, like posts all the images of her and her gun. She just doesn't seem to like, and she only really got the job because her dad, I think, worked on like the movie Drive Angry with Nicolas Cage. I mean,
I still think
that
and
was, like,
well,
her
so
first real
you know,
job.
another thing. Alec Baldwin pointed the gun and pulled the trigger in a scene where he wasn't even supposed to use the gun.
No, yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Even the script supervisor said that scene was not there.
Not to mention, you are never
correct.
supposed to point the gun at anyone on set. You always point it
And
at an angle, and then they fix it in post.
Exactly. But, I mean, I still think that...
And Alec Baldwin has used guns in movies for decades. There's no way he doesn't know that.
No, I am aware of that. But like I said, I mean, I think it's just like it's his fault, and I think it's also a little bit of hers.
I just disagree. Even going on the story he put out there, I disagree.
Hey Stacy, could you check if this gun's loaded? That's the only situation I can see it.
And look, in regards to the strong opinion thing, the only reason why I can't commit to it in terms of celebrities is because it's harder to tell, because there's a lot of them that kind of give me hope, but there's most of them just like not.
Why do celebrities give you hope? Why do you care about celebrities? Is my question.
I don't. I'm just saying, like, I don't like the idea that I'm being lied to a lot of times. And granted, they have no impact on my life. I'm aware of this. I don't know. I mean, I
can't stand celebrities. Just in general. Like, there are a few celebrities I like, but even then, like, I don't obsess over them, you know what I mean?
I mean, I get that, but I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to really, like, come to, like, a real good conclusion on that, because there is some that kind of, like, I don't want to, like, lump in there to, just because they're rich and make statements that they're bad necessarily. You know what I'm trying to say?
Okay, well, I'm just saying as a general rule, I think most are bad. I'm not even saying specific ones when I say most. That's the thing I'm getting at.
Okay. That's fair.
When did this chat become so active? It's usually more active during the daytime streams, Andy.
To be fair, in terms of a lot of things, I am still trying to find my opinions on.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't know. It's hard for me to, like, come up with concrete opinions because I'm still trying to, like, figure out that kind of thing.
Right.
But, yeah. But, anyways.
Okay. Well spoken, Steven.
Yeah.
Anyway, how is your sex life?
Would you say Troll 2 is a good movie?
Good? Absolutely not. So bad it's good? Sometimes.
Oh. I've been meaning to look into that.
So yeah,
I haven't seen it yet. But
so
I'm
Troll 2 is a so bad it's good movie, and it has some really funny moments because it's stupid. But I will say, there are probably all of like 5 moments in the entire movie that are actually memorably bad. Like there's obviously, oh my god, and there's, you don't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it. What are you gonna do to me, Daddy?
I haven't seen it yet. It looks like a hoot.
And the popcorn scene. So there are some I would recommend checking out Troll 2, but I think it is overhyped in the so bad it's good community.
To be fair, a lot of Italian films can kind of be lumped into that category because Troll 2 is an Italian film. Claudio Fragassa did work on it.
Okay.
Like if you look at Bruno Mattei's stuff, good God, like Strike Commando is hilarious. And, like, there's, like, Rats, Night of the Living Dead. There's a lot of movies from Italy that could kind of be lumped into that category.
Yeah, I do like Troll 2, and I enjoy it. And it's worth checking out. Just understand that it does get kind of overhyped by people saying it's, like, the best so bad.
I hear there's a Troll 3 called, like, Contamination Point.
There's actually 2 Troll 3s that are unrelated to each other.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And there's also, like, Troll 1 has nothing to do with Troll 2 either.
Okay. But how is Troll 1? Have you seen
Never seen it. I own it, but I haven't watched it yet. I know that Troll 1 has a character named Harry Potter Jr.
Oh.
And
coincidence?
It was before Harry Potter came out.
I think the only Fulci film I've liked so far is Zombie.
Yeah.
Wait. What about the New York Ripper?
That one seems a bit too extreme.
No, I understand. That one is a little extreme. Did you like The Beyond?
Like, for example, I couldn't watch Terra Firma. It's too much for me.
Yeah.
I
love Terra Firma.
Yeah, I like the humor in it. It just seems like
I know it's pretty gratuitous. I know.
Yeah, it seems like Kaufman needed to keep his libido down or something.
Well, it's a trauma movie.
Yeah. But in Toxic Avenger, it at least tries to.
Well, not Toxic Avenger 4 took you a minute to get through.
Oh yeah, it did.
I think Toxic Avenger 4 is the best of the sequels. I just don't think it's good. I think only the good Toxic Avenger is the first one.
I love the finale of the fourth one.
Yeah,
that one's so good.
Yeah, I love 4, but I like it for completely different reasons than I like 1. Because 1, I actually think you could genuinely make the argument is a good low budget movie.
Mm-hmm.
But 4 is like it's fun, like it's over the top and ridiculous.
Well, I will say the one thing I like about 4 is the practical gore is really good, and I like James Gunn's cameo.
Yeah, I like how they have the penis monster, the Troma penis monster. He's in a few different Troma movies.
Right.
He was in Tromeo and Juliet as well.
The one I really want to see is Poultrygeist, the Return of Nukem High films. And, what's that other one called?
You know, I've only seen the first class of Nukem High, and I did not really care for it. I thought it was okay at best.
Yeah, it's not the best. I like it, though. It's enjoyable. It's not as good as Toxic Avenger, but it's...
I think...
No, you were saying?
I was going to say, Toxic Avenger, I think, is the best Troma movie, but for me, second best easily goes to Cannibal the Musical.
The movie that Trey Parker worked on?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was going to say the other one I really wanted to see was Combat Shock, because I hear that's legitimately a good psychological thriller about, coming home from Vietnam.
Okay.
I hear that one's really good. So I definitely
Certain schools are banning Assassination Classroom? Okay. That isn't something I would think about, because I haven't read it, nor do I particularly care.
Kind of reminds me of when, Stephen King... You know, Stephen King took a book off the market, about, a shooting?
Wasn't it called, Rage or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Let's see.
I hear Stephen King has a lot of bad takes.
Oh, Stephen King's retarded, politically.
Didn't he condemn Florida, I think, during, COVID?
Probably. Stephen King's a retarded leftist.
He has this weird hatred of, He has, this weird... Even before, even when he was in his prime, he always, had this weird hatred of Christianity or something like that.
Rage, yeah, it is called Rage. I thought so.
Yeah, and
also,
just took it off.
He's also a PH Steven, which, is fucking poser ass. I'm a V Steven, so just putting it out there.
Right.
Yeah. Fucking hate those. But yeah, no, I mean, despite his views, do you guys have any favorite Stephen King films?
films.
Adaptations, yeah.
To be fair, I've seen more films of his than I've read books of his. So,
Okay.
let's see. I would say Misery's up there. The Green Mile, obviously. Shawshank Redemption, of course.
Yeah.
Probably The Shining.
The Shining's a good one. I love The Shining.
For me, it would be Shawshank, The Mist. I would say, believe it or not, Silver Bullet. And I think I think that's pretty much where I'm at. But there's probably a couple other ones I like. Oh yeah, Graveyard Shift with a fun creature feature. But you know what I really want to see?
What's that?
Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah. I haven't seen it.
You know he did that movie when he was on coke, right?
That wouldn't surprise me. I've seen I know of Maximum Overdrive, so I haven't actually watched it, but I've seen bits of it. You know what I mean?
It looks so much fun. It looks ridiculous.
I like how there's that truck that looks like the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
You know, there was a movie that came out at the same time, around the same time, called Duel, that was also about like trucks coming to life.
Well, yeah. Wait, you're talking about Duel? You're not talking about the Spielberg one, right?
I might be. I don't know.
I mean, right. Because I know there was like another film that adapted that was similar to Maximum Overdrive called like Trucks. But I hear that one's not as good.
I think the Book of Misery was it's about Stephen King's drug addiction, if I'm right.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah, it's about him struggling with his drug addiction, and Misery's a lot crazier in the book than she is in the movie.
Maximum Overdrive is amazing. I knew I should have gotten the turbo. Yeah.
That's interesting because in the movie I didn't. But mind you, it's been a while, but I didn't remember there was drug stuff, so the book must be a lot different.
Yeah, I don't think there is any drug stuff in the movie. Then again, you know that Andy Dufresne is like a completely different character in the novel than he is in the Shawshank movie.
Is he more unlikable in the novel?
I don't know. I've never read it. My friend Theron read part of it, and he said he didn't like him anywhere near as much.
Because I loved Andy in the movie.
You ever seen Psycho?
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's the only Hitchcock film I've seen, though.
Okay, so have you ever read the book?
No.
Did you know Psycho was based on a book?
I actually did not.
So the book is completely different. Norman Bates, I honestly don't like in the book. He sucks in the book. Because in the book, he's a fat, pathetic loser in like his 40s who drinks heavily and worships Satan.
That's like the complete opposite of a skinny hotel owner that killed his mom.
Yeah. Well, he still killed his mom. Like, that's still there. Like, the plot with him killing his mom and stuff is still the same.
Ah, okay.
But, like, they make him way less, like, they intentionally made him more likable in the movies.
Okay.
Have you seen Psycho 2, 3, or 4?
I hear Psycho 2 and 3 are really good. I haven't seen those.
2 and 4 are both great. 3's alright.
Crap, what's his name? That played Norman Bates. I'm blanking out.
Anthony Perkins.
Yeah, I think he directed Psycho 3.
Yeah, he did. Psycho 3 is still good, but it's my least favorite of the 4.
I'm just surprised that after Psycho 1, Anthony Perkins didn't do, like, a lot of major films. I know he did one called, like, I think The Trial.
Yeah, I was about to bring up The Trial, because The Trial is actually based off one of my favorite books.
Ah, is it also called The Trial?
Yeah, it's by Franz Kafka.
I hear that's good.
The Trial's good. They changed the ending a little bit in the movie.
Uh-huh.
It's a minor change, like... I don't want to spoil it, because it's a good movie.
Right. Okay. Would you say the movie's better than the book?
No, the book's better, but they're both still really good.
Outside of that, though, I'm wondering what else he did. I know he did a couple of, like, lower-budgeted films. I think he did one called Crimes of Passion in the 80s.
Okay. Oh, by the way, the Psycho books have sequels, too, but the Psycho book sequels suck.
Are they similar to the sequels they're based off of, or...
No. So Psycho 2, the movie, is great.
Mm-hmm.
Psycho 2, the book, is terrible and is a completely different story.
Okay.
So Psycho 2, the book, Norman Bates escapes from an asylum by killing a nun and dressing up as a nun. And then he finds out that they made a movie about him, so it gets meta. And he finds out of the Psycho movie.
No!
And so then he wants to kill the people responsible for making the movie.
That just sounds like a really bad, crappy version of, like, a pre-scream slasher.
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, so that's what Psycho 2 the book is. And then Psycho 3 the book is even worse.
Really?
Yeah, because Psycho 3 the book, Norman Bates is like a ghost that like possesses different things in the hotel. But the motel's been converted into like a tourist trap, with like animatronics and stuff, and he like possesses. It's really dumb.
So it's like a haunted house.
Yeah.
So wait, was there a Psycho 4 book?
No.
And okay, so you already gave me your opinion on 2 and 3, but if the first one had an unlikable Norman Bates, is the first book even good?
Yes.
Really?
The movie's just better.
Huh. That's interesting.
You do get some more details on certain things in the book, like you find out that Norman cut off Marion's head when he killed her.
Okay, so it's a little bit more graphic.
Although her name isn't Marion in the book, it's actually Mary. Marion was just the movie version's name for her.
Okay.
Also, like, if you ever watch Bates Motel, stop after season 3.
I never seen the show.
The show is good for 3 seasons.
Does it have a concrete ending like a third season?
No, but I mean, it's supposed to be a prequel.
Oh. But wait, how are the later seasons after 3?
So, season 4 is fucking boring. Most of the season, Norman's in, like, an institution.
Okay.
Season 5... No. And then season 4 ends with him killing Norma, but, like, in a completely different way, and it's really dumb.
Oh.
Because he tries to kill himself and kill her with him by, like, filling their house with gas.
So, like, he tried to do it like
He
that.
tried to
like,
kill...
almost
He tried
as
to
if you're in
kill...
a car,
He tried to
almost
kill
like in your
himself
car in
and
the
her at the
garage.
same time, yeah.
Okay.
And then season 5 remakes Psycho 1, but, like, terribly.
Alright.
Like, so they twist it and make it so that Marion Crane, like, they remove any elements of, like, depth to her character.
Like that she stole the money or...
Well, no, like, so...
like that.
But, so, in Psycho, Marion Crane is having an affair with Sam Loomis, right? And they both acknowledge that it's wrong, but they're in love, right?
Right.
In Bates Motel Season 5... That's not the case. In Bates Motel Season 5, Marion's completely innocent, and it's just Sam Loomis is a douchebag who takes advantage of women.
Oh, so it's very like man-hating.
Yeah, and Marion doesn't get stabbed in the shower. Sam Loomis gets stabbed in the shower.
Oh.
And isn't Marion played by, like... Hold on. I don't want to get this wrong, but I feel like she's, like, played by, like, Rihanna or some dumb shit like that. Hold on.
No way, dude!
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here! And what? And wait, is this set in the same? No way.
Hold on, let's see who played her. Who played her? It looks like Rihanna. Let me take a look.
Regardless, she was black.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it is Rihanna. It's straight up Rihanna. I thought it was.
But she's not an actor. What? And she doesn't even look the part. Also, on a side note, I don't really like that. Now this I don't like. I don't like music artists taking up an actor's position in a film.
Yeah.
Because one, they can't act, and then two, it means that people who could get that role that are actors don't get it. That's kind of like a little thing I have. So wait a minute, Rihanna's in the show.
Yeah, in season 5.
Is she at least an okay?
No, she's terrible.
Marion?
She's terrible.
Oh God. And it stopped after 5 seasons, or is there more?
It stopped after 5 because they remade Psycho 1 and then they have Norman die at the end of it.
Oh, so he doesn't.
Yeah.
into the asylum.
Like one of the things that I found interesting was they actually made Caleb an interesting character who's Norma's like. So in Psycho in the show, Norman has a brother named Dylan, and then you later find out that Dylan's dad is actually Norma's brother, so he's an incest baby.
Ew, but nice.
But anyway, so Caleb is Norma's brother. And they actually make him a good and complex character in like seasons 4 and 5, and I actually started to like him, and then they kill him off.
Oh, and did they do it in an anticlimactic way?
I mean, it was fine. I think Norman kills him. Because he wants Norma all to himself. Well, because like Caleb finds out that Norman has Norma's body, and that he's keeping it all taxidermied, you know, like he does at the end of the... Like, you find out he's been doing it at the end of the movie.
Right.
So Caleb finds her, and, like, he's gonna go, like, turn him in or something, and then he gets killed.
Mm-hmm. Oh. So he gets caught, so he gets killed before he can turn him in. Wait, was the character of Caleb made only for Bates Motel?
Yeah, he doesn't exist in the movie universe at all. Neither does Dylan. Norman is an only child in the movie universe and in the book universe.
Okay. That's interesting. Usually when they make like a show or movie specific character, it could end up being a little flip floppy. But
honestly,
right?
Dylan and Caleb were good characters, even though they don't.
Were they? So I'm assuming they're the best part about 4 and 5.
Yeah. Well, 4. Caleb's not in 5. Dylan is in 5, and Dylan's the one who actually kills Norman at the end of 5.
Oh, okay.
Because he takes him out because he doesn't want the police to take him in. And he feels like it's better if he does it.
Okay. Like, he took him before that the cops could take him. He took his life before the cops could take him.
Yeah, Dylan killed Norman so that the cops couldn't take him in.
It doesn't really make a lot of sense because he could have gotten help.
He saw him as too far gone because the Norma personality had completely taken over.
Oh. Like in the end of the
There's
movie.
also a really bad scene in season 4 where Norman has sex with a gay guy in a bar while he's in the Norma personality.
But... Ew.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say that Norman's not gay, but then you said Norma personality, so I mean that it'd be a female personality.
Yeah, like it's still gay, it's just he doesn't realize, yeah.
If anything, that's worse, because
yeah.
I feel like kind of incestuous in a way since it's a mom personality, that's gross. That's really gross.
Well, there's always been vibes like that with Psycho, because Norman was obsessed with his mother. That's always been a thing.
And he did, yeah, to be fair, but that's a little bit much.
But to be, like, the thing is, so, in the show, they make it seem like Norman was just crazy, and that Norma was actually a pretty good mom and is just kind of clingy, and that Norman was just insane. But the thing is, if you watch Psycho 4, which I think is the better origin story for Norman, because Psycho 4 is also a prequel, it goes back and forth between current time and past.
Hey,
so it's like one of those movies
Fugitive Red Eye.
What's up, Horizons? Anyway, so that in Psycho 4, Norma is a horrific bitch to him who threatens to cut his dick off because she wanted a girl.
Oh my god, that sounds like an episode of Joey's Disappointment on where that some dude did that.
If you say so.
Oh God, it sounds
Well, guess what?
What's that?
I had a corona.
Like the virus or the beer?
Beer.
Okay.
So wait a minute.
Also, fuck Bud Light.
Okay.
So wait a minute.
Good virtue signal there, I guess?
So wait a minute. Norma tried to make Norman trans in Psycho 4.
Yeah.
That kind of explains his, like, personality complex.
Yeah, well, that's why I think it works better, because Norma was horrific to him. And, like, was, like, really creepy with him. Oh, there he goes. See, I swear to God, sometimes I scare off Horizons with how mean I am to him.
I don't think you scare him off.
I think I do.
Anyways,
because he comes in, he says something, then I say something snarky, and he leaves. That always happens.
Okay. But...
I mean, what the fuck does he think is going to impress me? He's drinking a non-Bud Light beer. Good for you. You want a fucking medal?
By Corona.
Like, the thing is, although I think the culture war is important and stuff, I think little things like that kind of drive me nuts. Where people are like, "Look at me, I'm so good." Look, it's like the right-wing equivalent to virtue signaling, which I don't like either. Like for me, I'm just gonna do it. Like you know what I mean? Like I mean, I wasn't going to drink Bud Light anyway. I'm not going to buy Jack Daniels anymore. That's one thing that's but that's different. But I'm not going to, go around and brag about it,
What happened with Jack Daniels?
They did some other similar pride tranny thing. I don't remember exactly the specifics.
Oh.
But anyways, so that kind of works with Norma, kind of making him... Because that would explain Psycho 1 a little bit.
Yeah.
Better. The psyche. Okay. And it goes back and forth with Norman in present time as well.
Yeah, because Psycho 4, Norman's out of the asylum, and his wife is pregnant, and he's worried that the baby is going to be a killer like him, because he's been led to believe it's genetic.
Wasn't there a rumor... I mean, not a rumor, I'm sorry. I hear that there was a TV movie called Bates Motel. Is that true?
Yes, it's awful. It's awful.
Is it a sequel, prequel?
It's its own timeline that takes place after Psycho 1. Norman Bates isn't in it, but it's a guy going to the Bates Motel because he inherited it from Norman, because he met Norman in the asylum and Norman passed it down to him.
Oh. And it's awful?
Yeah, it's awful. It's kind of like the Psycho 3 book, because it's about, ghosts and shit in it.
Okay, so it's more supernatural and shit like that. Right?
But yeah, it's supernatural.
Yeah.
It was intended to be the pilot to a show.
But it didn't work out.
No.
What about... Now, I haven't seen this remake. I'm going to assume... What about the remake with Vince Vaughn?
It's not worth watching. It's literally just the same thing, but it's literally shot for shot. It's exactly the same movie, but worse.
I forgot. Wasn't that the guy who did Goodwill? I can't remember if that was Gus Van Sant that directed that remake.
I couldn't tell you.
Because if that's the case, then I think that'd be the same guy who directed Goodwill Hunting made that remake. Which is kind of insane to me. But, yeah. I mean... Wow, so the Psycho universe... So, 2 through 4 are the good continuations. And part of the show is pretty good. You'd say.
So, yeah, Psycho 1 through 4 are great, and then Bates Motel, the first 3 seasons are good.
When did it end, exactly? What year?
The show?
Yeah.
Hang on. Uh, 2017.
Okay, so it's pretty old now.
Almost. Is there any other... I know that, to me... certain franchises shouldn't continue, but certain ones should. What series do you think needed a continuation movie or sequel-wise? I'm going to go with Judge Dredd with Carl Urban needed a sequel.
Oh, one that didn't get a sequel but needed one. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I was going to say, I thought you were saying... Because it's easy for me to name ones that have sequels that surpass the original, like Terminator 2.
No, not
But,
right, not what's superior, but what needed a sequel. And Shrimp, you can answer this... In Shrimp, do you have any ones as well?
You know what? I would have liked a sequel but doesn't need it?
What?
A Boy and His Dog. I'd have watched a sequel for that.
Okay. What about you, Shrimp?
I'd like a second season to Shiguri, but you're talking about movies, right?
It could be shows, movies, anything like that. Anything that you think... Because I think it's interesting that there's a lot of things that don't, but the certain things that do get neglected, and I want to talk about that because I think that's an interesting topic. Especially since we're going on, Psycho having sequels and, shows. Even though it technically didn't need it, it seems interesting to know, how non-necessity extensions can be good. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so Shigure here, it's a good anime.
Oh, so you've seen it?
No,
I've seen 4 episodes of it. I never finished it.
I hear it's good. I haven't.
I know that it ends on a cliffhanger because you don't know who wins the final battle.
Mm-hmm.
Because they want you to read the manga.
I haven't finished the manga yet, but it's pretty great.
Yeah. Did I seriously forget to mention this back in March 2023 during your live streams? Anyways, 3 years ago, the COVID pandemic... Okay, Andy, and you mentioned the COVID pandemic all the fucking time, so...
Oh, The Nice Guys. That needed a sequel. I would have liked to see a sequel to The Nice Guys.
It's safe. It's safe now, so you don't have to be censored since Susan Wojcicki is retired. That doesn't make it safe. I've heard this new guy's actually worse.
Is he? What's his name?
I don't remember his name, but I've heard he's worse.
Aren't they all going to be worse? I don't think we're ever going to get a YouTube CEO that's going to be good.
What's his name? Neil Mohan, that's his name.
Okay.
I'd like Dead Man Wonderland to get a second season.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the manga's really good. Have you ever read through the whole manga?
Oh yeah, I loved it.
And I love the ending to the manga too.
Yeah, it's nice. I'd like an epilogue, but I guess where it ended was fine.
Yeah. Monsters Inc. I would have loved a sequel for, but instead they gave us a prequel. Yeah, and Monsters University sucks too.
I heard it was okay.
It sucks. I hate it.
Yeah. This is tough.
I know another game we could play.
Sure.
We could do 20 questions.
20 questions?
You know how that works, right?
Yep.
Okay, I was gonna say everyone knows 20 questions.
I actually do got to get going, guys.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna get some dinner. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Gonna bounce like a ball. Because you're gay.
Bounce.
I don't know. Doesn't even work, but you know.
Yeah.
That
to be fair, a lot of my jokes don't really work, so.
Yeah, that's true. Your jokes are pretty bad.
Just like how your whiteness is pretty bad.
Okay, got him.
They really put that plaque in the Smithsonian?
Yes, they. Well, it wasn't a plaque. It was a thing that the Smithsonian posted on their website.
Oh.
All right,
that'd be
peace.
pretty embarrassing to actually have.
Yeah, no, like
And
an
like
actual
an
physical
exhibit.
plaque. No, that'd be awful.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You know, I've been playing through The Last of Us Part 2 and I'm not hating it.
Have you gotten to the 11-hour mark, though? Or not the 11-hour mark. There's 11 hours of the game where you play as Abby that are really bad.
I'm playing through Abby right now. It's not as good as Ellie, but it's okay.
Well, did she already kill Joel?
Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised that you're okay with it then.
Uh,
The writing in that
well, I
game is
can-
so bad.
morally, I can understand, like, her being upset about, like, Joel. Like, she doesn't know the guy, and, like, obviously he killed her dad, but...
No, but they do, like, really piss-poor writing for the characters.
Yeah, like, they should have been, like, introduced Abby, like, way before, and, like...
Well, and, like, the
given
thing
her-
is, she's also written inconsistently. Like, I've never actually played the game, so I'd need Spencer here to back me up because he's better at it. Because me and Spencer ganged up on our friend Theron doing a shit show on it about why Last of Us 2 was terrible. So we had 3 unique perspectives. Spencer's played the game and hated it. Theron played the game and loved it, and I played the game and I haven't played the game but hated it. But what we should have done is had a 4th person who hadn't played the game but loved it.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. But it's not an awful game. I like the gameplay the most, but
Okay. Well,
the story's okay.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you there about it. The story even being remotely okay, but you know.
I haven't finished it yet, so I can't fully comment on it, but it's alright.
There's a lot of logical things that don't make sense in it.
Mm-hmm. Usually I have to play through something the second time in order to take notice of that.
I feel like with Last of Us 2 it's bad enough that you wouldn't. But then again, I don't know.
Well, what logical inconsistencies?
See, this is where I need Spencer here. And also I can get into spoilers, so I don't know if you care about spoilers.
Oh yeah, I already know what happens.
Okay, so Abby and Ellie, they fight, right? Ellie loses, like, her fingers in the fight, and then has a flashback to Joel teaching her to play guitar, and that makes her not want to kill Ellie, or Abby. That makes no sense. You lost your 3 fingers that you play guitar with, and then you have a flashback of the guy who taught you to do it, and then you're looking at the bitch who took it from you, and you suddenly think, now I don't want to kill her for some reason.
It is a poor way of, like, getting across your point.
Yeah.
I did watch this one guy, like, explain it. It was... Do you know who Video Game Donkey is?
Yeah, I do, and I think his review was shit, but
Yeah. His second review was like, I can kind of understand what his point was. Like, she said, I had a good last moment with him, and
I still think that if you remember that, like right at the moment you lost your fingers, which you played that guitar with, that's gonna only make you angrier.
yeah. Like, I'm not crazy about this game either, so.
There's also like a lot of hypocritical stuff, like obviously like Ellie, doesn't she kill someone who's like pregnant, and then Abby's really fucked up about it, and then Abby is like finds out that the person that she's going after is pregnant, and then is like good, and then like kills him or kills her. There's something like that.
Yeah. Like, Ellie kills her and doesn't know she's pregnant.
And then Abby kills the one who is pregnant, knowing it, and says good when she hears that they're pregnant.
Right. I guess it's just her being vindictive about it. Plus, she doesn't really like Mel to begin with, who's the pregnant lady, so I'm not sure why she's so grieved about her, but we'll get there when we get there.
Also, I know there's like a tranny character in that game, too.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. You wouldn't be concerned about that in that type of setting, though, would you?
No, it's like, so that's another thing that, like, so, like, with the fact that, like, Clementine can be lesbian in Season 4, that's bullshit, because in a post-apocalyptic setting, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, unless you're, like, cracked out on shrooms or something.
But, like, especially, like, with Clem being mostly raised in that world, because she was 7 when the apocalypse started, there's no way in hell that lesbian would even be a thing that crosses her mind.
Probably. She never really came across anybody that was a lesbian.
I mean, she came across Walter, who was gay.
Yeah. But I honestly thought they were brothers the first time I watched a guy play through it.
He literally calls him his partner.
Yeah, I guess I was just being naive. I was like 8 when I saw the Let's Play of it.
Yeah, because he says, my partner, Matthew.
Yeah. Oh, like his brother.
I don't know, his business
like
partner? What kind of business they running?
I'm trying to think of a joke to make with that. Like, there's that King of the Hill scene where he, like, meets up with these 2 gay guys about, like, their dogs. And he says, oh, so you're like his father or something? And he's like, sure. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've seen every episode of King of the Hill multiple times, but I can't place the exact joke you're talking about, no.
It's the one where he's trying to get Lady Bird pregnant.
Ah. And then he doesn't want to take her there, right?
They could what?
Never mind.
Okay.
I said take her there, but I doesn't matter.
You mean like she wants to give one of the guys to her or something?
No, never mind.
Okay.
I was saying like he sees the gay breeders, finds out they're gay, and then doesn't want to use them.
Oh no, he didn't know they were gay.
But that doesn't come across at all. Or he's too naive to pick up on, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, because it's Hank.
Mm-hmm.
I know some reviews have called The Simpsons Road Rage repetitive after a while, and technically they're not wrong. No, it's super repetitive. It's literally just a Crazy Taxi clone. I enjoy it, but it's definitely repetitive. Hence why I only play it in small doses compared to the Hit and Run. Hit and Run I can play a lot longer. And Hit and Run's repetitive too. Like, most of the quests are like, collect this thing, or follow this driver, or destroy this car, or some combination of the 3.
Have you ever thought about checking out Demon Slayer?
People have told me to, but that has only made me not want to watch it. Not because I have anything against it, it's just like there's so much hype around it right now that just kind of puts me off, you know? Like, I don't get that. I don't want to sound like a hipster faggot, but, you know.
That's kind of how I am with Chainsaw Man, but it looks pretty good.
I'm also just so burnt out on anime, and I'm so tired of the tropes in anime. Like, it doesn't help that I got fucking weebs living in my house. Like, I'll come home and Michael will be watching, like, that time I got reincarnated as a slime, or, like, The World God Only Knows, or something. Or, like, some fucking, like, slice of life bullshit. And I'm so tired of hearing like the...
Have they ever forced you to sit down to one of those?
No, I'll hear it because, the TV room is right outside my room.
Oh. Never been a fan of that genre, have you?
No, I mean, there are good slice of life animes like Clannad. Well, specifically Clannad After Story. The original Clannad's fine, but After Story is the one that makes it good.
Yeah, I've only seen the first episode of Clannad.
I love After Story. Like, you might not expect that having just seen the first episode then.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I don't know, do you care about spoilers for that?
I do plan on checking that out one day.
Well, I'll just say this then. It's really fucking sad. It's like a tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
I won't go into it. And you may think just by me saying that, but trust me, it's so much sadder than you're thinking it is even right now.
Right. I saw Your Lie in April, like when I was first getting into anime.
I've never seen that.
It's not very good.
Yeah, okay. No, I've never been a big fan of slice of life. Like, my favorite slice of life anime is Clannad. Although, if we're counting JoJo Part 4, then I would put that above it. Because JoJo Part 4 I do count as slice of life as well, but Clannad I would say is a better example of slice of life, because JoJo Part 4 is only partially slice of life.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever see Thus Spoke Rohan?
I've watched the first 2 episodes of it. There's 4 episodes total, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen half of it then. I liked it.
Yeah, it's kind of like Twilight Zone or whatever you'd say. It's like an anthology sort of series.
Yeah. I really like JoJo. JoJo's good.
Yep. Still need to see the rest of Part 6, even though people say it's not
I
great.
hate Part 6. I despise Part 6.
I like the prison setting.
I like that. So there are good parts about Part 6. I really hate the ending. And I really hate the way they handled Jotaro as a character.
I don't like that he's an absent dad.
It gets worse than that, though.
Oh, we'll see then. I've only made it through the first 12 episodes. Which is like, I think Foo Fighters got introduced or something.
I haven't seen it, I've only read it.
Oh.
But I really hate the ending. The ending is fucking retarded.
I've heard. You should check out the Claymore manga, though. That's really good.
Yeah, I love the anime. Although the anime's ending is kind of stupid and anticlimactic.
Yeah, I didn't hate it as much as other people did, but I didn't like it either. I don't know why people hate Rocky so much. I like him.
Because he's just a whiner and he's weak, and all his entire purpose is Claire, help! I liked him the first time I saw it, but I've grown to like him less. Especially since he interrupts the final battle and says, "Stop! There's been enough bloodshed!"
I guess so.
I like Claymore, though. Claymore's a good show. I did put it in my top 10 anime, I'm pretty sure, on my channel.
Yeah. Hellsing Ultimate you still need to check out.
Yeah, I've only seen the abridged.
I do not like the abridged.
Really? I thought you said you liked the abridged more. I'm confused now.
I liked it less, but it's okay.
Okay.
It's not something I'd come back to. I just hate, like, whenever you go to a video about Hellsing, it's like them quoting the abridged series all the time.
Yeah. You know this socialism is for fags shirt I have? You can't even get anymore.
Oh, they censor it?
So it's always censored. It's socialism is for figs, and it's got like a fig leaf for the A in fags. And it's got Che Guevara doing like the gay hands motion. But it's a Steven Crowder shirt that he used to sell on his website, but then YouTube wouldn't let him do that and still be on YouTube. So then he only sold it at live events. But now they won't even sell them at live events. Because it's stupid YouTube could have so much say over... Like, they'll terminate you for stuff you do completely unrelated to the platform.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other examples. You know of any?
Of YouTube doing that?
Yeah.
I think Sargon got suspended and demonetized because of something he did on Patreon. Because he got banned from Patreon. Or no, he got banned from Patreon because he said nigger on YouTube, I think.
Oh.
But he was referring specifically to a group of Nazis saying they were niggers.
Mm.
And he was using it ironically.
Yeah. I didn't think Nazis would refer to themselves as that.
Well, exactly. Well, and he didn't. He was doing it as an insult. Like, he was saying, he was like saying, you like to, categorize people as this, but you are. But, yeah, I don't know. Let's see, it's 5:42, so I think they should be back from the movie sooner or later. I'm going to probably go take a shower, so I'm probably going to end this stream.
Cool. I need to get going.
All right. Well, that was fun. I enjoyed playing Yes or No with you guys and whatnot, so...
Yeah, it was fun. You have a good one.
Yeah, you too. See you later, Shrimp, and see you later, YouTube. Have a good one. Toodles and all that shit.